gonna be the question asker, right?
Yeah, I have the Twitch chat up. So, all right, hello everyone.
Hi.
We are running a little bit late for the actual game. Currently,
That's
we're
an
missing.
understatement.
Yeah. Currently, we're missing over half our party, including the DM. So, any of you watching have any questions? Ask away in the Twitch chat, and we'll try to answer them to the best of our ability without spoilers. Best way I could put it.
Do either of you have a question you want to ask while we're waiting for questions?
Not ones that can be answered without the DM.
Oh, your questions are for the DM?
Yes, and questions you guys can't hear. So.
Okay. A little offended there, but whatever.
You're allowed to be offended. You are a royal. It is your job to be offended.
Whatever. Screw you.
Snuggles. Currently, 2 of our members are at Running Gag, I think it's called. That's a convention.
And they're on the way back to the hotel.
They're packing up the game they were playing, and they're heading back to the hotel now. So they should be on in not too long. Our DM is picking up his wife. And
The waifu.
yes, the waifu. And Sapala is just running a little late.
She was at work, I think.
Yeah, work or something. Looks like we possibly have a Veil.
Veil? My second favorite person
What?
besides my Veil.
Say Veil. We probably have a Veil and Eldora since they are together.
Hello.
Hey!
Together as mates.
Hello, how are you?
All right. Got stuck waiting for my dad again, so we just took off.
They can't. The stream can hear us, by the way.
Can?
Can.
Yes. We're doing a Q&A session.
Oh,
Don't
thank
have
God.
a lot of questions yet.
So do I need to put
Sure.
pants on?
I mean, you
No.
should always
Are you
have
using?
pants
Are
on,
you using
but-
a camera?
Not yet.
let's
I
say,
mean,
let's
unless
keep
our
that as a
viewers would
no.
like to see pantless Veil.
No, I'm good.
Hold on. Does pantless also include the underpants?
That's my secret.
The things we talk about when the screen isn't on us.
Yeah, right. I'm setting up at the moment.
Is
Is
Eldora,
Eldora with you?
is Eldora
He's coming. He'll be here shortly.
all right. You have.
He had to run out to go get his phone.
Do you have like?
I am.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm turning it on. So give me 30 minutes.
Oh, are you on your laptop?
Oh yeah. Well, I will be.
No pants needed so long as you don't stand up. Snuggles 1 of 7 says.
Damn.
It's
Wait,
true.
what did he say? The pants could stay
Right.
off.
No pants needed so long as you don't stand up.
As long as you film from the waist down or up. Damn it. Am I doing it right, guys?
Yes.
Twitch is gonna kick us off, guys. We can watch it.
Oh, jeez. I think you can talk about not wearing pants.
I
as long
made
as you
it.
Don't show it.
Hey, they
Okay.
can, the stream
Though,
can
then
hear us.
again, I am at a hotel. And
What'd you say?
everyone walking
The
back
stream
here.
can hear us. Just to let you know.
Oh, hello.
We're doing a Q&A session, and there's been no question.
Yes, there has. There's been one question.
There's
What
been
is it?
one
The
question.
pants question?
No, where is everybody?
Oh, where is it? Okay.
You're doing
Sorry.
a what session?
They kicked
Yeah,
me out.
yeah, you are, Snuggles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
A Q&A session.
Oh, Q&A session. Gotcha. How many people?
With-
Is it only
with
Snuggles?
Snuggles.
It's
Yeah.
only Snuggles and
Hi, Snuggles.
the others is Benedictus there, who's watching on his PS4.
You there, valued watcher.
Yes.
Seriously, we need to figure out how we can honor Snuggles being our number one fan.
Well, we can't
Just
gift him anything.
Make an NPC named Snuggles.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
There you go.
This is very true.
My friends
They called me Snuggles.
I mean, one of my goals in the campaign was to animate a toy for Sapala.
Oh.
Have any of you seen Sword Art Online Abridged?
Oh,
No, but Tristan told me a bit about it.
I've seen all of it.
What is this? Oh, I know what that is.
Okay, so you know, is it Chocolate Tiffany?
we appreciate that, Snuggles.
It's Tiffany. It's
Chocolate
Tiffany.
Thunder.
Yeah, but he also calls himself Tiffany.
Oh, good.
I just
Fingering Windows
imagine
update.
Tiffany as like a Snuggles kid, like he's like big, muscly dude. Like, my name is Snuggles.
Okay, but he must be French and making fondue. I
How
demand
does Snuggles feel about this?
Speaking of Tiffany, in my Game of Thrones game that I'm playing in, every single prostitute my one friend finds is named some version of Tiffany. It's been a running gag. What's her name?
Oh.
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
It's pronounced
Tiffany.
Tiffany with a J.
All right, we'll definitely ask him that.
Ask what?
Yeah, we'll ask Steve about Jonathan Strongarm. I am intrigued. That sounds like an interesting character.
Yes.
Our strength has been passed down through the strong
Does
arm
anybody
family
have-
for
Yeah, no.
I don't have
generations.
any questions. Does anybody have questions?
Yep.
Like I said,
How hard is it going to be for Benedictus to get Sapala to like him?
Oh, so hard. Okay.
Huh?
I hope she hates Benedict.
Well, yeah.
I kind of hope she does too. I'm impartial DM.
10 minutes ago. Configuring Windows updates 15%.
oh god.
Oh, I hear your doors in the background.
Hi,
Hi, Steven.
They say hi.
I'm excited, guys. I've missed y'all so much this week. It's ridiculous.
Right. I have good news, bad news this week. My good news is my car repair is not going to be $1,000.
Woohoo!
The bad news is it's going to be $1,200.
They were on sale. They were cheap.
I celebrated early.
Why would you do this to us?
Oh, sure. Just no please.
Do we need to pay for Ubers for you to get around?
No. Fortunately,
We'll do it, Cal.
Fortunately,
We'll do it.
No.
Fortunately, my mom's
We
friends with
will.
the mechanic, so he's actually letting me do like a payment plan toward it with no deadline whatsoever. So
Oh, that's great.
I have time.
Oh,
I'm
that's,
building
oh,
my
that's nice,
computer
Snuggles.
tomorrow, Cal.
That's
yeah,
an
that's-
interesting nickname story.
I do like that Snuggle Bear. I immediately hear as if we're doing a fireside Q&A with Matt Mercer. I'm thinking a werebear named Snuggles.
Yeah.
Oh.
We have to get a pet werebear named Snuggles.
Yes.
Already,
Well,
mind is ablaze with this one. Might even be a member of the Stalwart Watch.
but
Yes.
Peggy, if you can't actually, you can't see the chat, can you?
No, I can't see the chat.
Yeah, Snuggles is a nickname I had with a group of friends in high school, where we all had bear pet names. I was Snuggle Bears, and I've kept it since.
Oh, I like that Snuggle Bear.
What were some of the other ones,
I
if
love
we don't
it.
mind us asking, Snuggles?
Yeah.
Don't know how large this group was, but if you could name off a
Of
few of the
course,
other
it
ones.
was massive. Was Steven in this group, and does he have a bear-themed nickname?
The important questions.
Now the Q&A has turned. We are asking the audience questions.
Yes.
we're asking Snuggles, specifically Steven questions. And I'm playing a puzzle game on my phone.
Mildly large group. Okay. I thought for a minute there, I thought mildly was one of the bears, and large. We have large bear, mildly bear, Snuggle Bear.
That would
Okay,
be
was
great.
Steven in this group?
He is
And
not.
did-
No, Steve was not.
Damn.
Is-
Okay.
Huh?
I can't see the chat, guys. Y'all gotta let
But
me know.
if he was, I vote that his name should have been Emo Bear, maybe, like for Eldora.
No, this is specifically Steven, not Yoko.
Yeah, no, Steven's definitely not emo. So,
Wuggles.
Wuggles,
Oh.
Wuggles and Snuggles. And once again, I see that my camera is not working.
Yeah, I wanted to try the different program, but it's a.
Oh yeah, the
setup.
Uvu,
Yeah.
right?
Tyler
Do I
was
have to-
Fuzzy, Eve was Lady, David was Cuddles, Mike was Mama, and Dustin was Irish. Those are all great, and they all have bear
Great
after it.
names.
So
All right.
I actually, one
Fuzzy
of my,
Lady Cuddles Mama and Irish.
about the Fuzzy name. I actually do have a nickname very similar with that. Me and my main group of friends was me and three other people that I had in high school. We all had like positions in the military nicknames. So I can't remember. I was Sergeant Mackie Poo Fuzzy Face because I've always had a beard for as long as I can remember.
I came out of the womb with this beard.
How the heck do I download Uvu?
What?
There were a few others that that we were friends with, but never really gained the status. I hear you there.
I didn't have I had
Yeah,
many nicknames in high school.
I was called many things, none of which I can repeat on Twitch.
Hey,
Oh man, I know exactly where you're coming from on that.
Same there.
Let's see. I'm a theater major who loves dance and didn't have a girlfriend. I bet you can draw the line.
Yep. I was very much,
My mom
mean,
very
thought-
much in the same position there, except
Yeah,
without
my
dance.
mom thought because I wasn't dating in high school, that I swung a certain way. And she sat me down and was like, "Peggy, do you like boys?" And I was like, "Yeah, but the boys in high school are stupid."
And of course, when I did get a girlfriend, she wasn't from my school. She was from like the next town over. So yeah, sure, you have a girlfriend.
Oh, you had the girlfriend from Canada?
Canada.
But-
Yeah.
What are you sorry about, Snuggles?
I'm going to assume he's referring to my tragic backstory.
We both had tragic
yeah.
backstories, Cal.
Hey,
That would make sense.
Cal,
Yes,
only heroes have tragic backstories.
that's not true. There are
You
plenty of
are
villains that have tragic
hero.
backstories.
But you're our hero.
I agree. No, I definitly agree that it made me.
Oh, he agrees that he's our hero.
No,
Wow.
no.
That is very big-headed of you.
All right,
He
Well,
did
what do
you want
saved
from
me?
Calm
us,
down.
guys.
calm down, AJ.
Without Cal, we would not be who we are today as a D&D group. Okay?
I'm sorry, I'm slap happy. They know why. It's terrible.
No, I actually, I've looked back at a lot of the insults they used to tell me. I'm like, boy, I'm kind of complimented by that now.
What were some of the insults?
What was one?
Which-
If you could
Which-
say.
Yeah, no. I'll keep it PG here.
Okay.
Just people telling me like, oh, you dance like Neil Patrick Harris, and like back then they're
Hey.
like, that was an insult to them.
Oh, that's a compliment now.
And that's a compliment to me now. I'm like, yeah,
Your
cool.
dance is really
Neil Patrick
good.
Harris
Thanks.
is amazing.
Both tragic backstories.
Do you want to hear one of the rumors that was spread about me that I didn't know about until senior year of high school?
Yes.
It may or may not be one of my favorite because it's so outlandish. So I had a friend who I had been friends with for all 4 years of high school, and it was a guy, and he was dating someone else, and all of her friends kept telling this girl that I was gonna steal her boyfriend.
No.
I was like, she told me as we were walking down the hall during senior year, I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I knew you wouldn't steal him, but like,
I have to
what
make
a
sure.
random rumor. Like, I didn't date anybody. I wasn't that kind of person who slept around. Like, I was the little art kid, like, who was under, hey, Cal, I see you.
Yes.
I don't
I'm
see
liking
you.
the stash.
I can't see
Got a
you.
mustache going on.
I have a mustache, a beard, sideburns. I dyed my hair green. I'm having a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Hi, baby.
Midlife crisis is only a crisis if it's in the middle of your
Love
life.
You're not a non-vaccinated kid. You're good.
Oh, stop. Ow. there's
As a
something
person who sells
good.
vaccines for a living, I approve of this message.
Vaccinate your dang kids.
There are two things that never get
Vaccinate.
old. There are two things that never get old. Jokes about non-vaccinated children and non-vaccinated children.
Peggy.
Oh.
Wait.
What?
Snuggle says you're such a boyfriend thief.
Yeah, totally.
Eggles, did you dye your hair?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No. It's
It looks
just
like
down.
super. It looks super blonde right now.
X. I've been in the sun.
Oh, I don't.
Also,
I
half
haven't
of
seen that
it
in much.
Majestic
is
hair
super-
flip.
Yeah. Also,
Wait.
half of it is super blonde because I did have my hair purple in like August.
My screen on Xavier's recording is currently black, which means it's kind of looking at mine.
It's attempting to load. I don't know what.
I
I'm
can.
try-
Now I can't see you anymore.
Oh, I just hit reconnect.
Damn.
No.
You went back to the alignment shift symbol.
Oh man. Thief.
If we could, Snuggles, as you know, it probably has to be a unanimous decision to give you like moderator status or whatnot. But like,
I'd be down.
I have no
You
problem.
got my vote, Snuggles.
But like,
He's gonna have to moderate himself really hard, but really fairly.
Well,
That's
we can
very
put him in
true.
charge of,
But I
put him
want
in charge of PR and get him bringing people in.
Yeah.
Why can't we snuggle?
totally. 'Cause
What's going
We're just
Snuggle, what's moderator
no. We're
Am I not a good enough mod for you guys?
no.
No.
Hey, let me speak. Let me speak. No,
Let him, the wizard, speak.
because I know that's one thing I know we can do. I don't know if there's a way we can actually get like a badge on Twitch just yet.
Hmm.
Oh.
I don't know how to do that. That's magic to me.
I'm here, by the way.
Kayla!
I think we're all
I've been here for like 5 minutes.
What?
I
You're
said
magical,
something, but no
beautiful.
one heard me. So
Before we end this
sorry.
Q&A, Snuggles, do you have any other questions?
we had a Q&A.
Yeah, we've been
we're
doing
looking for-
Q
You have
and
any
A.
questions? Do you have any questions, C. Paula, Kayla, whatever you want to call it?
Sip Kayla,
Let me think.
K Paula.
Okay, Paula.
It's like a K-pop group.
I don't. Oh my god.
She would be okay
Um,
with that.
I don't have a question. I have a comment.
Sure, let's hear.
Gosh, what's your
I
comment?
love you guys.
Aw, we love you too.
We love you
I
too,
love you
Kayla.
too, Kayla.
Happy early
Terrible
Valentine's
decision,
Day.
really.
Hold on 1 minute, guys.
If I could give you all
Aw.
Valentine's, I would.
Same.
Valentine's Day is literally like almost up there with Christmas for me, so it's really hard not to like send everybody chocolate.
Dang it.
Do
I
it,
gotta-
So are you sending everybody chocolate?
I wish I had the money to.
Right?
Well, you could buy like one Reese's Pieces or like a Kit Kat bar for everybody and just send one out.
Wait, where'd my Kit Kats go? I bought some before the stream.
It's actually reminds me. I
Perfect
do have to
timing.
send Peggy her Valentine's gift.
I just love love. That's
Yes.
my life. I love love.
I've
You
been
love
super
love.
thankful for the last couple of years.
AJ,
Thank you
you're
for
wonderful.
reminding me.
All right.
Wait.
So with that, Steven, are you still there?
Wait, AJ.
Me. What?
See what I did?
No.
The knife. I still fucking laugh. That still makes me laugh even today when I think about it.
All right. Steven, are you there?
Of course, I'm here,
Okay. I heard George is here, correct?
sitting right next to you.
George.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
He's already
Pictures
sent
or it
the
didn't
picture.
happen.
George.
Continuing the roll call down the line, we know Kayla has arrived.
I'm sorry.
And you
I'm
stop
sorry?
it! I was late too. I came in at 10:20. Peggy, we know you're here.
Stop.
Mackenzie, I'm not going to forget you this time.
Thank you.
And Alex.
Ew!
So,
That's
Steve,
what
by
we're
the
doing.
Steven,
Probably not as well.
Yes.
by the way, Snuggles says we want to learn about Jonathan Strongarm at some point.
Oh yes.
Oh, let me tell you about Jonathan Strongarm.
Oh,
Whoa, Echo.
Oh, Echo.
so much.
It makes it more intense. Continue.
Mysterious.
But probably not right now. Let's get the session started since we're
Yes.
late. But probably during the break or something.
Yes. So, without further hem, haw, or groaning, we will begin tonight's episode of Alignment Shift. Dun, dun, dun. In our previous episode, the party had exited the Half Moon Inn, in which Glaive had caused quite a ruckus. They were met on the road by some members of the Stalwart Watch. One, lore master Laura Beskar, who had been sent by the Stalwart Watch to gain medical supplies and other things from Singorn, had remembered that you were on your way to Singorn and decided, well, maybe they can help me get some. The party agreed to, well, try their best, no promises though, and they set off towards Singorn. They were interrupted in the middle of the road by a young elven woman with very vibrant green skin, green attire, wielding a green crystal magic staff. Her chipper demeanor threw everyone off, and she immediately became a favorite of some when it was discovered that she was actually there to arrest Glaive. Some tears were had, some goodbyes were said, and eventually he went with Anandura, and has subsequently left the party to places unknown. Saddened by the loss of their member, the rest of Vera Andoran made their way into the city of Singorn. As night fell, first they dropped off the letter from Oliver, and made their way through the market district, which was alive and a bustle with music and song and people peddling all kinds of wares. Alignment Shift has said, "I'm sorry" in the chat. I see.
Read that. Stop.
I get it. I apologize.
Reading it.
I apologize. Information was gathered through the shopping. Headbands were bought, and eventually everyone made it to the Fertile Water Inn, on which the members of the Stalwart Watch were meeting up with their other members. And among these other members was a rather portly but well-tempered, happy gentleman by the name of Bernadictus, a previous party member who had gone off on a vision from the Platinum Dragon to join and aid the Stalwart Watch. Hellos were said, drinks were had. Eldores may or may not have passed out again on some cider, and
Cake had been eaten.
Red velvet cake was eaten, and Sapala and Vale decided to slip unseen out of the tavern in the wee hours of the morning in an attempt to get back at or to investigate a strange peddler who was selling fairy dragons in the market square of the lost the word suddenly. Wow. I wrote it down here. Tarn, in the Tarn Ward. So, we pick up tonight's episode as Sapala and Vale slip into the early morning air of Singorn, probably 3 o'clock in the morning. A fine mist settling over the mountain, and you see just the very edge of the moon cresting behind the horizon. As you make your way stealthily through the streets, you can still smell the tavern that you just left. Fresh food had been served that evening, still wafting through the airs. I would like both of you to make a perception check.
Yes, almighty cow. Dang it. 7.
7? Vale?
I'm doing math. It's high.
Oh god.
It's high.
Just trust me on this.
Hi.
It's so weird seeing George without headphones on. It's like he's missing part of who he is.
I can't even see George.
George.
All right, my character's just not coming up, but I'm pretty sure it's a math. It's a.
What's your nat?
I can't do math. It's an 18 plus
Okay.
7.
Okay. So
Help me.
you're fine. It's 25.
He's
Thank
had a
you.
long day.
Thank you.
So
I'm tired.
the two of you
Yes.
slip through the shadows of the city, making your way back toward the Tarn. Well, through the Tarn Ward, toward where you.
Real quick.
Yes.
First of all, I think we just snuck out of the tavern, and I think we're just walking the streets like
Okay.
normal people.
Okay.
And I had mentioned to C. Paula that I had a little business to take care of,
Okay.
and so I am following the hand.
Yes. So Sapala, as you go to head toward the market district where you had seen the peddler, Vale completely turns direction and begins heading in the complete opposite way that you were heading.
I did tell her.
Oh, you did tell her that you're just going to go off? All right. So,
Yeah, I said I had business.
I'm
And I've
following.
got my
Okay.
cloak on, hood up.
Okay. In
I
that
do
case,
the same.
Not hiding, but not trying to stand out.
okay. Gotta turn the page. Gotta turn the page. Okay. So you begin to follow the hand, which you can sense ahead of you, though it is transparent. No one else can see it. You know its general direction, and begin following it through the winding streets of Singorn. Eventually, the buildings become less ornate. The walls become less high. You have now entered the middle class section of the city. No longer is everything embellished with grand gold gilding and trees. Now it's simpler houses. And you continue to follow the hand, and you follow for 45 minutes through the city, and you begin to come along the wall. On the southern wall of the city, as you are walking, the houses are even more run down, less taken care of. Very few of them even have lights on the inside, and a couple of them even appear to have received damage and have caved in roofs. As you are walking through this section of the town, there's a corner on the street that leads toward another section of the city. And on this corner is a small house that is leaning slightly to the side. Inside, no lights are lit. Just a simple door on the front that is closed, and the hand is directly in front of it at this point.
All right, I will give the hand a thumbs up. And turn to Sapala. I need to talk to the people that live here briefly.
All right.
Could you do me a favor? Don't say my name.
Okay. So I can come with you, right?
Yeah, I'm just. I don't intend to stay. I just need to talk briefly.
Okay. Just as long as I don't have to leave you.
No, I'm talking a little quietly now. I'm in a hotel lobby, so bear with me a little. All right, I will go up and knock on the door.
The knock echoes inside the house, and you can hear it reverberate off the walls as though very little on the inside absorbs the sound. A moment passes, and then another, and you hear no response after your first series of knocks.
I will knock again, slightly louder.
Pick the lock.
You knock on the door, and inside the house, you hear a brief clatter. Nothing breaking, just the sound of wood being shifted. From where you're standing, you hear on the inside just a very faint tapping sound get louder and louder as you stand at the door, and eventually you hear from the other side, "Who's that at this hour of the morning?"
I'm a messenger. I have important news for you.
"Come back tomorrow. I will not do business before the sun has awoken."
I'm sorry for the hour, but it's very important. Is this the household of... Did Avaris Arjun used to live here?
There's silence from the other side of the door. You hear a metal chain from the inside of the house come sliding very slowly across the doorway. The door opens, and before you, you see in a very simple cotton nightgown an elven woman that in human years would look to be in her late 80s. Standing there. She has a long, thin spindle of a cane that is nearly half her height, and comes to a point on the ground. And as you follow your gaze up to meet her eyes, you see them completely glazed over with cataracts. And she stares blankly into the night in front of you. A look of worry, however, on her face as she looks forward, the door open. "Who is that?"
Avaris Arjun used to live here, yes?
Yes. Yes, she did. Why do you ask?
I'm sorry, but I have some bad news. Avaris' husband, Devril, he's passed away.
Avaris had no husband. Avaris passed many years ago before wedding anyone. Why do you come stirring up old graves?
From what I understand, the man she was married to, or at least with, he's passed away, and
If you are referring to the human man that she had a brief fling with, I am sorry to inform you, but their union was not recognized. I have no care for the death of some mundane. Is that all your message entails, child?
yes. That's all.
Then good night.
Sorry for the interruption.
The door closes, you hear the chain go back on, and on the inside you hear that tapping get fainter and fainter until eventually fades away.
Vale?
Yeah?
What was that about?
It's nothing.
I don't think that was nothing.
Let's keep walking.
Yeah, we can keep walking, but you're gonna talk too.
The two of you begin to make your way back to the Tarn ward while having this conversation.
Yeah, right.
Are you okay?
No. I haven't been okay for a long while.
That's okay. You don't have to be. Do you want to tell me about it?
don't see what good it does either way. So
Well,
shortly after you joined us, we went to the cult's hideout one.
yes.
There was a man there that they had tortured and killed.
Yes.
The man was my father. Couldn't do anything at the time. I couldn't let them know that they were getting to me. We were coming here. My mother was from Sanborn, so if I don't know if I had any family left. And I thought they should at least know.
And your mother was Lavaris?
Yeah.
And was that old woman her mother?
I can only assume. I don't know. I never met any grandparents. I had to let them know.
I think that you did the right thing. And I did, obviously, I did hear what she said about not acknowledging their marriage. Her and your father.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you do have family left, Vale. Cheesy and weird, and we're kind of crazy, but we're your family. And if you don't see anybody else's family, I'll be your family. I don't really have anybody left over, so.
Thanks.
And Glave's nice. He can be your family, and you already fight with Elena, so I mean, there you go. But I know it's not going to be easy for you.
I'm sorry, that was fantastic.
I know it's not. I know it's not going to be easy for you to just get over it, but I mean, family's there to help each other, so we love you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Do you want a hug?
Yeah.
Steve Paul basically jumped into Vale's arms.
Oh, jeez.
And the two of you embrace as you're walking down, entering the Tarn ward now, leaving the edge of the city. At this point, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Is the rest of the party still asleep, I assume?
Yes.
We left at 10.
Okay, I said it was about 3 a bit ago, but we'll roll that back a bit.
We left about 10, I thought.
I was like,
Yeah, because I was in the pub with Stalwart Watch, and they had snuck out around me without them noticing.
yeah, it wouldn't be that late.
All right, not that late. All right, so now it's stroke of midnight. All right, so
Still can get a long rest.
I guess at this point, since you're the only two awake, we'll continue with you. So, you begin to make your way through the Tarn Ward. It's been about 2.5 to 3 hours since you last visited the peddler. I'd like one of you to make a survival check to find where you had been with him before.
I'll do it, I guess.
Oh, and Vale, at this point, while she's rolling that, your perception check that I had you roll earlier comes into play.
Good.
As the two of you are walking through the streets of the Tarn Ward, Sapala mindlessly walking forward, not paying much attention to her surroundings. Nonetheless, as you are walking, you glance behind you at one point and see a figure in black robes and a black hood over their head, darting from alley to alley, following you.
I got a 22.
Okay. So as you're walking, you begin to make your way directly to the spot where the peddler had been.
Can I nudge Sapala and say someone's following us?
You certainly can try.
Like, follow me. I'd like to do somehow like duck around the corner and just wait to grab someone.
Okay, make a stealth check. Both of you.
Oh.
No, it's not bad. It's 28. It's all right. Yeah, buddy.
That's all right.
I got an 18.
That's great. I got a natural 1. So
That's a half a level rogue.
As the two of you just dart into an alleyway, you expertly hide yourself behind a couple of boxes. You wait for a breath as the figure in the cloak steps by. You see
skill is my lowest skill. Grapple.
You see, you're gonna grapple him.
What do I see?
Well, so as they enter the alley, following where you had been, you see before you. Make a perception check, Bale.
Yep. Ooh. 12.
Okay, still high enough. So still high enough to recognize as the person that comes around the corner. They were wearing black robes covering black armor or steel armor. This appears to be a person in stalwart watch attire, but the hood is too far down for you to see whom.
Then I won't grapple them. They look like the guard. Then let's not.
They do appear to be attempting to be stealthy themselves, however, not nearly as well as you are.
Can we casually leaning around the corner, just like I'm waiting for him?
Yeah. So
I plan to
as they step by you, you just kind of step out of the shadows and lean up against the wall as the stalwart watch member comes around the corner, and you see, suddenly surprised by your appearance, as though they knew that you were further away than you were. Suddenly lets out a stifled yell. Jeez! You're trying to give me a heart attack?
Evening.
And as the person sits upright, you see this is Laura, who had been following you. Okay.
What are you doing?
Oh, I just thought I'd go out and buy some flowers at the local, florist. I was doing the same thing you guys are doing, I assume.
Laura,
Hi, Sapala.
what are you doing?
I told you this wasn't the end of it. I assume you're going for the dickhead?
She wants to join us, Vale, in our adventure.
I'm not going to stand by and watch a bunch of innocent creatures are kept in cages like that.
All right. All right. You want to help?
I mean, if you're talking about carrying your sword for you, no, I'm not going to help like that. But help with the rest of it.
Something far more important.
Oh boy, what is that?
I need to go somewhere else. And hold on.
Fail.
Damn laughing pigeons. And our
Ah.
because
Make
if
a-
someone thinks they see us, I want no doubt that we were not there.
And how would you propose I do? I don't exactly have
Because we're
weight
not.
in this city.
You're traveling with us for the moment. Say you stayed up in the pub and no one left.
I have a better suggestion. I'm really good at finding things, and I'm really good at like hurting people. She like pulls out the sword, and she's like, "So you're probably gonna want, that rather than my conversation skills, because if you haven't noticed, I'm a great politician."
Oh, I've noticed.
Laura, but you're honest.
Yeah, that's why I'd be a terrible politician.
But
fair.
you're also loyal.
Now you're just buttering me up.
And I saw you several blocks back.
Yes, but you're the best bread to butter.
Why are you guys good at this?
Huh?
I wanted to freeze a trap. It's all right, fine.
Oh,
Just-
Laura, you're the best.
Rest easy knowing that it will be done.
Rest easy, no. My foot's up your ass.
Sure.
She turns around
Some other time.
back toward the docks, muttering under her breath.
I love you.
She raises a gauntleted middle finger as she turns the corner.
Yeah.
She pokes her head back around the corner. I'm just kidding, and keeps walking.
Damn right.
I love her.
It's funny. She thinks she could take me. Anyway,
Okay, so yeah, that brief interlude there. You slip back out of the alleyway and following directions Sapala gives you through the winding streets, ignoring the music, ignoring the peddlers, and it's difficult almost because as you approach and pass many of these carts, they're filled with just the most beautiful, ornate armor and weapons that seem to gleam with magical auras. But you tear yourself away from them and make your way to the spot where the cart had been before. And as you come around the corner, you see just an empty fountain, no water from it, just a blank section of cobblestone, and a few tattered rags on the ground.
dragons ate him. So he's not here anymore?
Yes, yeah. As you look around, it's as though the cart and all the boxes and crates have vacated the premises.
All right. Sapala, how good of a tracker are you?
I mean, I grew up in the forest, so
The answer I was looking for?
sorry. Hold on.
Tracking is survival, Kayla.
Oh, I'm good. I'm great.
She
I
is.
thought it was a skill.
I'm your golden boy.
Golden pony boy.
So, Sapala, roll me a survival check.
Aye, aye, Capitan.
That's Mon Capitan to you.
Oh, what in the world? Oh my gosh!
What'd you roll, Kayla?
I got a nat 20.
Okay.
So I
no
got
sooner,
28.
no sooner, nat 20 is all we need for that. No sooner do you tell Vale, I grew up in the forest, but you bend down and look at the cobblestone ground, and you can see very clearly through the mud and dirt some trampled bits of weed between the stones.
Ooh.
2 cart tracks that appear to be carrying several hundred pounds of cargo from this location, heading in a eastward fashion.
They're heading east.
Oh. All right.
All
Lead the
right,
way.
Ice. The two of you begin to make your way following the tracks through the tarn ward. You pass many people and begin to get almost lost following the track of carts. The carts tracks. They weave in and out of buildings, going around and round circles. You double back a couple times, almost thinking you mistook them for another cart. But with a natural 20 as your survival check, you manage to follow the exact same path as it does, leading between two buildings. As you follow into this alleyway, you pass what appears to be a linen shop. Outside this building, you just see rows and rows of gorgeous tapestries and cloths and fabric, enough that would make even Jakar envious of what is being sold here. And you imagine that this very shop is probably where Jakar gets most of his material for clothing. The tracks lead right into the thick of all the hanging tapestries. You begin to part them and pass and go through, bumping into a few patrons as you make your way following in this alleyway. And there is no cart. The alleyway ends at a solid brick wall in the back.
Oh, well, that's not right. I start feeling around the wall.
Make an investigation check.
I'm miming as hard as I can. Hang on. I think I have a thing. What is it called? I think I have a thing that I can spend a key point to gain advantage on an investigation check.
I believe you do.
But I don't remember if that's the old rules or not.
Is that that's a Cobalt Soul, or is that a regular punk? Let me pull up my...
Mind of Mercury. You can spend one key point to gain advantage on an investigation check. Let's do that. All right, good. I'm glad I did that.
16. Okay, so you come up to the wall and you place a hand on it, and it's solid. You begin to feel around. You look back at Sapala, a look of disappointment on your face, and Sapala, you watch as she does. She goes and leans against another section of the wall, and all of a sudden passes right through and tumbles into the other side and just vanishes from sight.
Am I okay?
On the other
End
side,
of the lava trap.
Yes, roll me 2 dexterity saving throws, and
I
then
can take it.
roll me. I'm kidding. Stop it. All right.
Thank God.
On the other side of the wall, you are suddenly bathed in golden light, whereas the alleyways outside were kept with a nice dim light to not be too painful to the eyes. Inside here is just bright, brilliant torchlight. And from outside, it was silent, aside from the music of the streets being sold. In here sounds like a bustle of a true marketplace. You hear shouting and people haggling wares, and as you're laying on your back, you look up, and in front of you, you just see what appears to be a caravan of numerous carts lined around this entire circular area, a domed roof overhead with an emerald glass that barely shines through the starlight on the inside, or on the outside. As you get on all fours and turn over, you see people from every walks of life. Gnomes, humans, orcs, tieflings, goblins, every single thing that you can imagine walks around here. And even as you watch, you see some people's pocket get picked by a goblin who goes running off into the distance. You have discovered a true den of thieves in the city.
Can you say more than you bargained for? Jeez. Can I step back out quietly?
Make a stealth check.
Don't touch it. I'm not touching it. No. Is a 34 good enough
What the
with a
fudge?
natural 20?
What the
With a
fudge?
natural 20?
I'm so done with you.
Jesus Christ.
As you
I
as
was
you get
never
up,
there.
as you get up slowly on the ground, you go to put your hand to the right and notice just at the last second that there is a very large boot to your right. You follow the boot up to see a 7-foot tall being with red skin and curled horns standing, arms crossed, back to the invisible wall that you just fell through. Hasn't seemed to notice you, and as you are sitting there, you hear a very slight gingerly. You back up on all fours, and Kayla, from your perspective, you watch as Vale's foot comes out from the bottom of the wall, a slight ripple traveling up through the wall as the illusion warps to match her image. Then the other foot, then her rear end as she slowly crawls out, backward fireman crawl through the portal into the street before. Isn't fireman crawl? Isn't that all fours?
I don't know. I've not heard that term.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Sure. It is now.
Vale, what the heck? You like?
So, you know? Oh yeah, I'm
away.
aware. Yeah, I think we just found like the Thieves Guild of Single. We should definitely not do this alone.
Okay.
We should, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Lauren's gonna be so irritated.
Well, Lenora can do something about it.
You wanna go back then?
Yeah, this is too much for us. I mean, unless you really want to.
Nah.
I would advise against it, though.
Sorry, I
Honestly,
saw the picture and I just thought of Vale crawling like that.
Honestly, I'd probably get in trouble with Glaive.
As you two are having this conversation against the wall, you turn, deciding not to enter at this moment, as a very large figure comes down the alley in the direction that you were leaving. This figure is standing 8 foot tall, wearing white and gold robes, and is carrying what appears to be a large briefcase. You stand in shock for a moment as you see in front of you what appears to be the torso of a humanoid, but the head of an elephant comes lumbering down the alleyway toward you. Excuse me.
Vale, am I dreaming?
No.
That's what Supala's
Do-
dreams are made.
Kayla, or excuse me, Supala, do your thing.
What thing?
The
Give it
nice
a
Which
flower.
thing? Oh, the flower.
Your animal thing.
Uh,
Make friends with it.
I hand the elephant man a flower.
As the very large creature comes down the alleyway, it approaches you. You lift your hands and protrude a flower. It looks down at you with these big, doughy black eyes. I say, what is that?
It's a flower.
His blind spot.
Not a fair trade. Looks back up and continues walking down the alley.
I wasn't trying to trade. It's a gift.
Gifts are rarely free.
Well, this one is. Haven't you
turns-
ever heard of someone trying to be friendly?
It's got really southern and sassy.
Hey, come on, look at this face. Just take the flower.
Make a persuasion check.
Who?
One of you with advantage.
Sure,
Just
I'll do it.
Technically, one of you is aiding.
Look at that face. Another natural 20.
Oh my God, Bailey's gonna
I'm back. I'm back, guys. That's my Saren Ray die.
The Luxodon turns around, comes towards Sapala, and gingerly, you only see 3 fingers on its hand. It very gingerly plucks the pink flower from your hands, and as your hands are still cupped, you smile, your eyes closing slightly, as suddenly a sack of gold falls into your hands. Pretty heavy. Feels like it may be about 100 gold pieces in it.
Whose hands?
Sapala's.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure.
And the Luxodon goes, "There, now you won't be homeless tonight," and turns and continues walking through the doorway.
He just backhanded
Oh.
complimented you.
Oh, that's funny.
That's a great backhanded compliment.
Damn it, he's not wrong.
Thanks. Have a nice night.
Alright, we should go.
No, now, run.
All
No,
right,
no,
the,
no,
the,
shh, walk.
Walk.
the two of you briskly saunter
Yeah.
out of the
Grandma power
alley.
walk.
Apala marveling at the large satchel now in her hands.
Put that away.
You put it away. You put it away into a pouch. And make your way back to the Fertile Water Inn. Are you attempting to stealth back in, or just walk right up?
No, we're stealthy in.
Elena, would you be
Well,
up?
all right.
Elena, would you be up until 1 o'clock in the morning?
I was
Battery's gonna die.
still waiting for Dorian. I wanted
Oh, you're right.
I'm sorry,
Lane, strike 3 times.
I missed you there. You were waiting for Dorian. What?
I wanted to ask Dorian more questions.
Hang on one moment. I think my door is knocking.
What?
His
I think
door is
someone's knocking. I think someone's knocking on my door. Hey,
No, your door is knocking.
Cassie, did you hear
Oh,
knocking?
rude. Who does the list?
Oh, never mind. It was my wife.
Oh, okay. It's like, who
All right.
does your door at, like 11 o'clock?
So, they left at 10. So about 2 hours pass, and Dorian never comes back down. Would you have stayed down there for 3 hours?
Yeah. Probably
Okay.
talking to Benedictus, see what he's been up to.
All right. As you're catching up, I would like perception checks from Elena and I guess Bernie if you're still up. And what was your stealth veil?
28.
28. And Seep?
Please don't call her.
I got 16.
16. All right. Perception Elena.
1 second.
Perception Bernie.
14.
You are engaged in that red velvet cake still.
How do they get it so soft and
26.
fluffy?
I got a 26.
What'd you have, Vale?
28.
28. So, that's a failure and a pass on both sides. I'm gonna roll a tiebreaker.
I mean, it was when we left, too, so.
I'm gonna roll a tiebreaker. Where's another die? There we go. Elena, as you were discussing with Benedictus, you look up and you don't notice anything at first, but you just see the top of Sapala's head coming into the bar, and as you follow her head, you notice Vale not too far ahead of her, trying to pass through the crowd.
I called him up. Sipala, the hell?
Run,
I love her.
I wave and keep going.
I follow after Vale because I have questions for Vale. I'll talk to you later, Bernie. Nice to see you again.
I sprint.
Okay, bye.
Oh, okay.
I'll just take her cake.
Dale.
I'm gonna go bed.
Following him, like, what?
I grab Vale's hand and I sprint to her room.
I knock on the door. Vale.
She has a 25-foot movement speed. I
Paula.
believe you could catch up.
Vale, don't answer.
Wait, so Paula followed me in.
Yep.
Vale. See Paula.
Do you know what time it is?
Yeah, I just saw you coming in the front door, and I have questions for both of you.
I bet you do, and I bet those questions can wait until it's not 2 in the morning.
No, not what Glaive said.
Sorry, I dropped my dice.
Playing a game of
Then it
Sudoku.
go
What
away.
did Glaive
I-
mean by what he said?
Bus. Throw him under the bus.
Not tonight.
I'm waiting. Will it ever be a good time for you then, Vale?
When it's not 2 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh.
Then why are y'all coming to his front door
Steven
at
said
2
that at the
o'clock in
exact
morning?
same time. It was beautiful.
Poetry.
Then why were you coming in at 2 o'clock in the morning?
We wanted some air.
What trouble were you causing?
I'm sorry that I miss my best friend, and I needed someone to talk to, Elena.
Okay, that hurts on a real level, Kayla, so just give me a second.
Keep it in the game.
I know it's in game. Okay? I'm sorry. You just hear Elena stomp away.
Do I hear the stomping?
I high-five Vale.
Would I be awake
Are-
enough for that?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, make a perception check with disadvantage.
All right, I already had that.
I love Peggy.
Nope.
Nope, you hear nothing, and you are sound asleep, passed out.
Yep.
Okay, Vale and Sapala, are you going to bed?
Yeah.
Oh,
I dismissed the hand. I hadn't done that yet.
Ernie
I'm
will too.
going to open the bag the elephant man gave me.
The elephant man.
Inside,
Out
you,
your
you you count them out. There is 100 brilliantly ordained gold pieces in here. Each one stamped with the head of an elephant.
Do you know what these are? I mean, I know they're gold pieces, but like,
I don't think I've seen anything like that before.
Make a history check.
Though I wonder what the exchange rate is.
What's good?
Yeah. Great. 13.
13. You have no idea.
Dunno. It's elephant money. Do I even know what an elephant is?
This would. You do not. You have never seen a being like this.
It's maybe he makes his own. Maybe he prints money.
man, maybe we've been gypped.
Maybe, but hold on to it anyway.
That wasn't even the goal of your. Never mind.
We'll do restart that
All right.
later.
So eventually you go to bed. Elena, as you stomp
Yep.
around the corner, you actually do see Dorian standing in the hallway outside holding an empty tray and watching you as you were having your exchange through the door through his slitted raven eyes.
Hello, Dorian.
No visible response.
he
How
just
was
caws.
the cake? I'm so awkward. I apologize for my awkwardness, Dorian. I've not met another follower of the Raven Queen, and so I just am an awkward person. Are you are you a follower of the Raven Queen, or just like?
The figure nods, very very gingerly. You watch the helmet moves, almost painfully slow.
Have you ever had encounters with the Raven Queen?
The head kind of cocks to the side.
Has she spoken to you?
You feel Dorian's gaze penetrating you. You watch you can almost feel him size you up and try to figure out what you're specifically trying to figure out. After a beat, no, she has not.
Dun, dun, dun. He speaks.
He's spoken a few times. Okay.
Not that long before.
I had hoped that you had. Just she's.
I speak for her.
Are you a champion of hers?
No. I am her instrument.
And aren't all of her champions her instruments?
You watch as it appears to be his shoulders shake slightly, and the painful gurgle that comes from the inside of the helmet you can only imagine is laughter. I'm a blunt instrument.
What was that? Sorry, I couldn't hear that with the accent.
I'm a blunt instrument.
Aren't all of her champions?
Wow.
But it's true. You're more than just a blunt instrument. What are you, Dorian?
There's another beat in silence. No one. And it storms off down the hallway. Before it makes it all the way down, he stops, pausing at Vale and Sapala's room. And you see him reach into a pocket and slip something under their door.
More secrets.
And then continue down the hallway, still holding the empty tray, and enters another room.
I go to my bed.
Okay. Everyone goes to sleep, I assume, at some point. Vale, for the chat who cannot see, Vale has cried herself to sleep this evening. Morning comes. Eldora, as you wake up, I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I believe in you, Stephen.
I dropped my dice and hit my guitar.
Oh no.
That's one of my desk-destroying dice.
Oh no.
Is that a con save?
Con save, yep.
Doris rolls a
13. You wake up feeling strangely refreshed, without a hangover this morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a good rest. I do them.
From downstairs, the strange smell of toasting bread. There is no meat being cooked in this establishment. You gather that most of the elves are probably vegan of some kind, and Sapala and Vale, you wake up and go to make your way downstairs. As you approach the doorway, you look on the ground and you see just a single black raven feather sitting on the floor by the door, by the stoop, not stoop, the I can't think of the word.
The bottom of the door.
The bottom of the door. Hold on one moment.
The
Yes, sir?
threshold.
Give me a glass of water. Anyway, sorry. Threshold, yes. Just below the threshold, a single black raven feather.
Is there any significance of this to me?
I don't know. Is there?
Well, I mean, to George there is, but
To Vale has no idea. To Vale, there is a black raven feather on the floor.
okay. Damn pigeons.
See, Paula picks it up.
You should wash that first. You don't know where that's been.
See, Paula picks it in her hair.
You see that's the opposite. Okay, whatever.
All right, everyone makes their way downstairs, where there is a brilliant array of vegetable-based morning foods. Sitting around the long table, a bit of an awkward air between Elena and Vale as a unbroken silence comes between them.
It's Xavier.
And Xavier.
Not talking to anybody.
I'm actually not there. As soon as I got downstairs, I headed out the door.
Okay, well, Doris, what are you doing?
Well, Doris is he is spending some time alone in his room with his shadow, and he is looking at the little elephant statue that he's got, and he's trying to recall the conversation that was had, and he considers using it for a minute, and then he looks up at his shadow and puts the statue out away, and then heads down for breakfast.
Okay, your shadow, which normally is very attentive to you as you were looking at your elephant. Before you go downstairs, you notice it seems to be looking out the window into the city beyond for just a moment.
I stop immediately and I join him. And I look out the window with them.
You look out the window with your shadow and just see before you, almost for the first time, the beauty of Singorn. As the sun has risen over the lake, you just see glinting gold and silver over every rooftop. And you just marvel for a moment in the incredible city that has been built here. The most beautiful city you think you've ever seen. You're not one who spent a lot of time in civilization, and most of your time was scurrying from place to place. And this here is just spectacular.
Well, this is pretty special. Wonder if they ever thought I'd make it this far without them.
Shadow looks over to you.
Yeah, I miss them. But I have you. And I have my new friends.
After an awkward pause, and the two of you glancing out over the city, eventually you turn and both of you make your way silently down toward breakfast, where it appears Xavier is missing and the rest of the party is enjoying a breakfast around the table.
Elena finishes her breakfast quickly and gets up and doesn't look at Vale because she's upset with you, and addresses Paula and Doris. I'm going to be grandfather if any of you would like to join.
Okay. Paula's saving parts of her breakfast, and she says, I need to go visit Glaive.
Okay. Eudorus, Vale,
You're
y'all
really
are welcome
quiet.
to join.
I think I will opt out this time.
What was the question?
I'm going to see my papa. Do you want to come?
You mean your grandpapa?
Yes.
Sorry.
I have to tell him about
Yeah,
why we're
I should.
here. So are you coming?
I should. Yeah, I will.
All right. So who all is coming with Elena to see Sildor?
Vale.
Just Vale.
All right. So Paula's going to go see Glaive. Eldoras, what do you got?
Loris is gonna carefully meander the streets a bit and sightsee.
Okay. So I guess we will start with Elena, since we haven't touched base with Elena's journey yet. You and Vale make your way through the streets. Elena, make a survival check.
It's with advantage because I'm in a forest. Ooh, that's still really good though.
Just because the houses are made of wood does not make it a forest.
It totally does. 23.
23, okay. So you make your way out of the Tarn Ward toward the the Emerald Citadel, which is the mighty castle in which also nearby are where the ambassadors and other such important people of Singorn live. Walking through the winding streets of Singorn, passing elf after elf, a few of them giving odd looks to the two of you as you make your way through this higher end of the city, but no one openly saying anything distinct to the two of you. After about an hour walk from the Tarn Ward, you are standing in front of the gates of a brilliant mansion. You just see this sprawling domed exterior with scrolling ivory on the outside and vines twisting all over it with emerald windows and a green domed roof.
Yeah, go up and knock on the door. And I say to her, I say like quietly, but enough so Vale can hear, I hope Valor is here.
What?
I said I hoped my aunt was here, but I said it quiet enough that like only you could hear.
Okay.
A couple moments pass, and the door is open, and you see in front of you a stern-looking elven gentleman with short cropped hair, not dressed overly extravagantly, but appears to be wearing a black tailcoat of sorts with a ascot of sorts around his neck going down toward the navel region. Yes?
I'm here to see my grandfather.
Grandfather. Ah, yes, Lady Elaine. It has been many years.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Lord Visar is not in Singorn at the moment. He has got council business in Nimar.
Is my aunt here by chance?
Valora. She is in Singorn, however, she has not been in the house for some time, not since the marriage.
Where does she live now?
I assume she'll be in Lord Triss' manor.
I have missed so much. Can you direct me in that direction, please?
Yes. And he directs you through the Emerald Citadel. You follow the path to what you have been informed is Lord Trist's manor. And it's very similar to your father's or your grandfather's in many regards, and appears to be a equal status and standing in the elven government at the very least. You walk up and knock on that door, and it opens. A younger man, a younger elven gentleman, opens the store. However, wearing a blue petticoat with a similar ascot to the previous gentleman, but much more ordained. And as he opens the door, yes, hello,
Yes, is Valora here?
Laura. She is. May I inquire as to whom you might be?
I'm Elena, her niece.
Then you would be my niece as well. A pleasure to meet you. He extends a hand in front of you.
I extend a hand as well. Hello. I did not receive news that my aunt was married.
Yes, it is most recent. It was only about 2 or 3 years ago.
I have a terrible niece.
What can be expected of someone not among the family as often? Such news slips one's mind, unfortunately. So, yes, come on in, and who might you be? Are you another niece of mine?
No, this is my companion, Vale. We, travel together
companion.
In a travel party.
I put my arm around Elena.
No, she like, no.
Don't worry, you'll see. You'll have no jokes from me. Come on in.
No, it's not like that at all.
He steps away from the doorway and you enter. And has a beautiful foyer with gorgeous tapestries and paintings on every wall depicting what appear to be just massive battles between deities almost. You see armies clashing in many of the artworks around here, and it appears to have a very religious theme to many of the motifs. He leads you into a small entertaining room, for lack of a better term, like a music room, where there is a fireplace and just a couple of lounge chairs with ornate tea cups. And you sit there for a few minutes. He leaves you there with a fresh pot of tea. And you actually notice as you come in, the tea is already ready from the pot. He just picks it up and pours it, and it's already poured hot. About 5 minutes passes. You hear quick footsteps on the stairway above. The door opens. Elena!
I just rush and hug her.
Vale,
I'm so sorry. Sorry, continue.
I sit uncomfortably.
You sit uncomfortably as Elena and Valora embrace each other. And Valora is definitely a little bit older than Elena is, yet both could easily be mistaken for sisters in how similar they look. They both have the what's the word? Not the Valora, the Vesar lineage to their bone structure and ears, each with raven black hair. Though you can see that Valora is a much cheerier, happier individual. Her face just a constant beaming smile as they're exchanging pleasantries.
Yeah. I'm so sorry I've not come sooner and congratulated you on your wedding.
Elena, no, I'm so sorry. I wasn't aware that you weren't informed. Unfortunately, Father was in charge of all the wedding invitations, so yours must have unfortunately slipped by.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Anyway, you know how my father can be. So, yes. Hi. What brings you to Singhorn?
It's kind of a serious matter, and I was hoping to speak to grandfather, but he's not here.
Yes, I believe he was in Amman last time I checked.
Should have gone to Amman. Let's sit, and I can explain what's going on.
Absolutely. She sits down on one of the nearby love chairs and pours herself a fresh pot of tea from the kettle, steam pouring from it as she does. She sits back and sips it daintily.
This is Vale, my friend.
Oh, how rude of me. I'm sorry. She extends a hand towards you.
Let's just shake it.
She gives you a very limp handshake.
It's okay, I do too.
Right back at you.
Like two wet noodles slapping against each
Like-
other.
Not intentionally, but you know,
Do it. No, the
I'm not a
description
strong
was-
person.
Anyway, yes. What's the serious matter?
Where to start?
Oh,
So, in our adventures, we gathered some upsetting news. I guess a little more than upsetting. How well do you know about the Betrayer Gods font?
Well, my husband, probably, Darren. She calls a little bit. There's no answer. Ow. Just stab myself with a pen. Darren is actually on the Council of Religious Studies here in Singhorn. If you were wanting to speak to him, really, I am not as studious as him. Why? As you know, I a close interaction with a wannabe betrayer god, but fortunately that has not been a part of my life for many years.
Yes. Well, we have come to some information. The Betrayer Gods are planning something. We're not sure what. And there's a cult running around Taldore, causing mayhem and looking for artifacts. And I'm not real quite Vale. You could help here. Vale.
I was muted. As I was saying before I interrupted myself, the Cult of the Skilled Tyrant has joined forces with several other Betrayer God cults in an attempt to collect these artifacts. Don't remember what they were trying to do, but it's probably not good,
One of the
being that
artifacts-
cults are joining together.
One of the artifacts that they're looking for is near Singorn. And we're trying to stop them the best that we can or warn the nearby cities. And I didn't know who to speak to, and that's why I sought out grandfather. Cal. Cal.
We have lost our DM.
Cal?
Sounded like he yelled about something.
We did it! Singorn is safe, but we burn it to the ground anyway.
That's how we do.
We burn part to the ground.
Somebody
That's
messaged
all.
Steven.
DM is typing.
No. The answer is
We
no.
cannot.
No.
Yes, Snuggles. Vale is a woman.
Has been since day one.
But we always confuse her gender.
Oh. Well, I can't hear anyone now.
Oh no.
What's happening?
Can you hear us? Vale.
How about now?
Oh, there
Yes.
you are.
There we go.
What the heck just happened there?
Oh,
Okay.
Maybe it's Discord.
No, I think it was my mic. I don't know. So apparently, where'd you lose me?
Wait, we're losing people now.
Oh no.
What?
Vale, can you hear us?
No. Technical difficulties, guys.
Oh no.
I'm putting it in the chat.
Oh no.
Should we
Quick,
take a break?
quick, look up Discord.
Vamp.
Okay, so we were telling Valora about
Good.
the gods and how there might be a artifact near Sigurd, and that's why I sought out my grandfather to hopefully warn the city or.
This goes
Near in or under Singorn.
Okay.
Yes.
What you missed from me was Dolores shouted for Darren to come in several times while you were talking, and you just kept talking over me. I thought you were just being funny.
No.
He comes in
Always.
the room. So after a few minutes pass, Darren comes into the room, and she goes, Darren is on the Council of Religious Studies here in Singorn and will be very interested to know what you are discussing. And he sits down next to her, puts his arm around. Yes, you were saying?
So, do you know a lot about the betrayer gods?
A fair amount, not any more than my colleagues do on the council, but I would consider myself to be a moderate expert, yes.
Well, their cults are gathering together, like the betrayer gods are gathering together to do something. We're not quite sure what. But they
Gathering
are
together,
after-
like they're working together, like
Yes.
align.
Yes. And I can produce one of those holy symbols that had the multiple logos on it.
He takes it from you and begins scanning over it. Absolutely fascinating. This has never occurred in recorded history. Usually, they don't play along well together and can even be counted on to backstab and betray each other. I find it rather incredulous that they would band together.
They are on the hunt for artifacts.
What artifacts?
We don't
We're
know.
not quite sure.
We
there
found
was-
the remains of what they uncovered in Whitestone. It was a large, what was it, like orb, like
Sphere
barrel-sized
had
orb
writing on
sphere.
it.
They're synonymous. And it was
Um,
opened.
Whitestone was the place of a battle many years ago between the betrayer gods and the prime deities. As I recall, the Chained Oblivion and the Ruiner were both defeated in that battle by Ayun and the Dawnfather. I believe, as a matter of fact, it is the battle in which the Ruiner lost his eye.
The reason that we're in Singorn is because there's an artifact either in Singorn or under Singorn or very near Singorn. We came to either find it or warn the city.
I can assure you there is no, well, at least not to my knowledge, powerful, well, all right, I should refer that there are many powerful artifacts in Singorn. Finding which one you are referring to, how do you even know it's in the city?
We stumbled upon one of their meetings and saw their map.
We saw it in one of the rituals where they uncovered the locations.
DM is going to interject here. I have attempted to specify it was near Singorn,
Oh.
not directly on.
Okay. My bad. I corrected her saying in.
Yeah,
So near.
that's okay. Near Singorn.
Near Singorn.
The artifact is near Singorn. But we stumbled upon one of their meetings or their rituals where they uncovered where these artifacts would be located. One in Whitestone, one in Singorn, Amman, and many other places.
Vasselheim.
Vasselheim.
Absolutely fascinating. This is dreadful news, but news nonetheless. I should bring this before the Council of Religious Studies at once.
Yes. I don't know if there's any more that we need to do for you or with you.
I need to know absolutely everything. What is you said there was an artifact in Whitestone. What was the artifact that was obtained in Whitestone?
I'm not sure. We only found what they left behind.
What did they leave behind?
The large orb that was opened.
Had writing on it.
Writing.
Did it say something about like it wouldn't open until a champion arrives?
That's right.
That's pretty standard for magical barriers, but a large orb, that's something to go on. Very well.
It was in a city, a lost city, I guess you could say. And it was extremely interesting. what we
A
did
lost
spend
city
time.
beneath Whitestone.
Yep.
Yes, very far beneath Whitestone,
Fascinating.
underneath directly underneath the castle.
The land is very old. All right, so I will bring that up to the council. Is there any other information I can post that will help us search for more clues?
Have you heard of
Myriad
the
might be working with them.
what?
I had a theory that Myriad might be working with them because they're the ones that blew everything up. And was
Oh no, we knew that.
Yeah.
The Myriad is working with cults.
Well, at least they had a similar goal in Whitestone.
He pulls out a small notebook and begins writing things down. And the Myriad possibly connected in Whitestone. Anything else?
Can I insight check this guy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh god, it's hard to read. That's
Oh, what about the
it is
plague?
19.
The magical plague that's going on in Westford? Like that might be.
Here's insight. 26.
26. He looks genuinely interested in what you're saying, and does not appear to be malicious or know
Does not
anything about
informant.
what. Sorry.
Does not appear to be a myriad informant.
He does not appear to be a Myriad informant. You do not see any telltale signs that he's nervous or that he's
He's
that he's
good.
no, yeah. Did you say a lot?
Sorry.
Yeah, go continue.
I was going to mention that there is a magical plague going on in Westwood right now.
Yes, I am aware of this plague in question. I believe there is a group of strange individuals maintaining the quarantine.
The Stalwart Watch.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're the chaps.
I mean, they need help and goods.
They have appealed to the Council of Singon on multiple times requesting aid. We have informed them that their blight is most likely contained.
But if it's magical and the betrayer god, if this is a tool of the betrayer gods,
Then those who
Then
are
it
already
is
infected should
contained.
be purged and not risk further exposure.
these innocents didn't ask for this.
I definitely agree with you, Elena. They are innocents. They did not ask for this. However, the war against the betrayer gods has been going on for a long time, but it is a war nonetheless, and casualties do unfortunately occur to innocent people, and my heart does go out to their families. But yes,
Not the cult's not just working together. They're also being led by the Tincture of Taldori.
the what?
The Tincture of Taldori. Adventuring group gone rogue with bounties now.
Oh yes,
Very powerful
Sure.
individuals.
Yes, they were adventurers about 15 years ago, weren't they? Haven't heard anything of them in a long time. You killed a member of the Tincture of Taldori. Well done. Unfortunately, they've been out of popularity for the past 15 years, as far as I was aware.
That's probably why they've got a bounty.
If they have a bounty, I'm not aware of one. There isn't one posted in the city of Singorn on them.
Vassal kind of has the boundary.
Yes, I do not travel across the sea very often.
Regardless, they're working here in Taldori to help these cults.
Then stop them, I suppose, if that is what you are intending. I can certainly assist you in matters theological. I can do research. I will get to work right away on your behalf, delving through troves of knowledge at the Council of Religious Studies. That'll take me time. However, if you wish to stop back at some point, I may be able to provide you further intel. But until that point, I cannot assist you in dealing with rogue adventuring parties. I am not a warrior.
But we want to warn Singorn so it doesn't suffer what happened to Whitestone.
And what happened to Whitestone?
They dug under it and blew up Whitestone.
They blew up Whitestone?
Yes, underneath Whitestone.
The city's destroyed.
No, the city still stands, but there's a giant hole underneath it now.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the majority of the city sank a foot or two, if not more.
Well, I assure you, anything of that kind will be stopped by the Singornian God. They are
That's
quite
what they said in
vigilant.
Whitestone.
Whitestone is a very mundane place. They do not have nearly the amount of arcane protections that Singorn has. And if
Look,
anything
I don't
does,
have time for pompous bullshit.
I say.
This is a
Oh,
Hello?
losing you. Repeat
Test. Test.
Hello?
Repeat your angry sentence.
Oh man.
I heard it. We don't have time for your pompous bullshit.
After
Yeah, what was after that?
The cult is a real threat.
And I agree wholeheartedly. I shall inform whom I shall inform. I don't know what more you intend me to do.
I want you to take this threat seriously and not just go, oh, Singorn can handle it.
You see him get from the happy exterior he's had this entire time. He suddenly gets very stoic.
Oh no.
Now see here.
Jesus.
Now see here.
Seen this face before.
You have come into my home. You have drank of my tea. You have spoken to my
Which was
wife.
delightful, by the way. Thank you.
He looks over to her and she smiles and pats his hand gently. I have told you that I will take this matter up with the Council of Religious Studies, which is a rather high position, and one that generally requires a great deal of paperwork to even get in the front door. If you are insinuating in any way, shape, or form that I am not taking your matter seriously, I will have to ask you to vacate my premises immediately. However, you're just very rude.
We are very stressed, and I apologize for our rudeness.
I am taking your matter seriously, and I would ask you to hold your temper in the face of certain allies in the future. It does not bode well to insult those that are attempting to aid you.
Yeah, Vale. I apologize. Do what you must and what you can. That will be greatly appreciated. We will be here for some time. So.
Very well. And his demeanor goes back from the slightly more aggressive tone to the bright and jovial one it was before. And I'm glad you
Go
enjoyed
back
the
to
tea.
drinking tea.
I'm glad you enjoyed the tea.
Very nice.
Laura, there is another matter.
Yes.
That I was.
Yes.
No, more bad news.
I don't want to be the bearer of possible bad news, but when I told mother and father of what was going on, they did what they always did and went to find out. And mother and father are in the abyss.
Well, that's not new.
And they have made a deal with a certain goddess to...
Another one?
I've only made one deal with one goddess.
Oh, you have now two? Son of a... You see, she looks wholeheartedly uninterested in this at the moment, and she's just... What is this, number 5?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on, darling niece. How many times have our parents delved into the infernal planes?
part.
Or not our parents, but how many times has my sister delved into either the infernal plane, the celestial plane, the abyss, the elemental plane of water, the elemental plane of fire, the elemental... She's been to all kinds of planes. She's made deals with all kinds of things. I am not in the least bit surprised that the next time something happens, she's there.
She's been to the plane of gods.
Well,
Woman after my own heart.
when
I like her.
message to her, she didn't respond, and then she just didn't respond, or
Oh, maybe she was just busy trying to save the world.
well, I also made a deal with the goddess to get more power to save them, and I'm kind of freaking out right now.
That happened. Yeah, it's kind of been a weekly thing. Or ongoing for weeks.
Elena, take your
Yeah.
time. Don't fret things. And what you've made a deal with is your business. I can't assist you on that.
I needed to tell
What, you're
somebody
saying you're
who
not a
knows
god?
The Raven Queen.
Yeah, that sounds like my family.
I just needed to tell somebody who wouldn't freak out on me.
Why? Did someone freak out?
No, I'm just worried about Mother, and
Don't
When I
worry,
tell
she'll be
her-
fine. She's always fine. She's the one that saves my neck.
I mean, I have to tell her that I'm the champion of the Raven Queen.
Yeah, she'll probably be mad about that.
Yeah.
I'd wait. Probably don't tell her while she's in the abyss.
No, I might never tell her, but
That might be better.
all right.
Anyway, so
That
you-
I'd like to see.
Anyway, so you all finish your tea and eventually leave. While that was going on, I would like to know what Bernadictus was doing.
Yeah, what was
Benedictus goes
not
downstairs and sees that nobody's there. It's 8 in the morning. Where did everybody go? Whatever. Or for me.
Was there anything you wanted today?
Honestly, he is here to get supplies.
Oh,
So he's going to get carrots, potatoes, celery, and some stock.
Oh, okay. So you make your way into the Elven Market and begin loading up the Stalwart Watch's wagon with various cooking goods, spending your day shopping for groceries to bring back to the city to help with the relief effort. As you do, Dorian and Caius aid you in loading the cart up.
I'm gonna call him Dominic because that's easy for me to remember.
And Laura comes and approaches you. So those friend of yours, Sapala and Vale,
Yeah.
they were with me all night last night.
You know, I'm not surprised with the veil, but the small one.
That's Sapala.
Yeah, I didn't really think she would be into those sorts of festivities.
No. We were, they were,
Judge, I don't judge. It's,
no,
entertainment is your whole thing.
no. Bernadictus, you're an asshole.
It's my charm.
You're not charming. You're rude. And you know I could kick your ass.
Probably.
But because you're not a member of the Stalwart Watch, I'd get in trouble. So, but you are funny. So anyway, no, they weren't doing that. They're showing me how to do a French braid.
I'm sorry.
More code language.
That's plausible. Have
I
you
have a
seen
question.
Vale's hair?
That's true. You got a mean French braid.
Lots
I have a
of practice.
I have a question.
Yeah,
What is French?
I think it's an Elven word. I don't know. I don't speak Elvish.
Fair enough. So, if they were showing you how to do it, care to show me?
I can't do it yet. I only practiced for a couple hours.
We should
Besides-
have some kind of basis, right?
I mean, besides, you don't have hair.
Well, no, but I can use it to make some kelp rope.
Roll an insight check real quick, just for the S and Gs of it. Oh,
Oh, he says oh.
Tis
Let's
Never
see.
good reason.
That plus. Wow, Bernie does not give a crap. I rolled a 10.
I got mine for the night. Nat
You're
20.
nat 20.
You absolutely believe that Zapala and Vale spent the night teaching lore master Laura Beskar how to French braid last night.
Well, I'm glad that you had such fun girl time.
And she turns to Caius and Dorian, and same for you guys. They were both with me, and they're just kind of like look at each other awkwardly, and Caius is good. Okay. Why? No, never you mind why. All right. Weird. And just never mind. Anything else you wanted to do, Bernie?
Well, I wanted to see what they were up to, but apparently 9 o'clock in the morning is whenever the late people get up. Let's see. We've got meat, cheeses, vegetables, fruits, because scurvy is terrible. Wine. We need booze.
All right. So you load up the cart with all the manner of equipment that you can need. Olduras, what have you been doing this morning? Oh, besides wandering the streets. I mean, anything specific?
No, he's not doing anything in particular. He's just wandering the streets, and he's one of those characters that's just taking everything in. I'm trying to describe what he's like. Not so much yeah, kind of like a tourist. Yeah.
Roll me a survival.
$13.
13. As you're wandering through the streets of Singorn, you make your way around. Eventually, you find yourself back in the Reverie Walks. You spend a long time just pondering nature and walking around, and you notice a couple of the elves walking through here are very androgynous, just like Eldorez is. And very similar, but they seem to be taking a more direct route through the labyrinth, almost purposefully seeking something that you don't quite know what, but the thought evades your mind, and you continue walking around until you find yourself back at the entrance where you had started going through the labyrinth, and decide to give up on that before you get lost.
I would say somewhere in the midst, he might be looking for a library
Okay. Make an
or
investigation.
place of study, maybe.
Sure, make an investigation check.
25.
Okay, so as you wander the streets, you do find a district where 5 spires protrude into the sky. But ignoring the large building, you do see a rather robust cathedral-looking library. As you walk up the marble steps to the front of the entryway, you open it up, and inside you just see rows and rows and rows of books. Inside you see elves wearing yellow robes covering their head, wrapped around almost in a traditional monk-style robe, wandering around, gathering books and putting them on shelves. Some are transcribing with a quill some books, others just sitting and reading. As you come in, one of them approaches you. Greetings and welcome to Windmaster Library. How can I help you?
I'm sorry, did I wake you?
No, I am not asleep.
I'm sorry, you sounded very tired.
I'm trying to keep my voice down. This is a library.
Oh, great. Yes, it's a library.
Yes.
I'm not very good at whispering in this accent. So I'm not going to.
Sorry.
He like looks around the room and he's just taking everything in. His eyes are like really wide. Look, maybe you can help me. I'm looking to find any documents, stories about prophecies.
If you're looking for information on prophecies, you'll be interested in our clairvoyancy section.
I don't know what that means, but okay, where is it?
And he leads you through the library, and in one of the corners, as he leads you back, there is a large section in which you see a bunch of brass books. Each one has a hook or a loop made out of solid brass attached to them, and a wrought iron bar is put through each of the loops of every single book and locked to the side of the bookshelf. This is our section on clairvoyancy. Each one of these books contains a prophecy that has been written or foretold through arcane or divine nature, been recorded and stored here in moderate protection.
I'm going to get lost in particular.
Sorry, you keep cutting in and out.
I said I'm going to get lost in these books. I am looking for one in particular.
Can you be more specific?
I'm looking for the prophecy of a Shadowbringer.
Did you say a Shadowbringer and a Lightbringer?
Yes.
Okay. He glances at the shelves for a moment and kind of sizes them up. None of those ring any bells. I have not read every book here, but that one does not sound familiar. Most prophecies do intend some form of darkness coming, or person of light. Kind of the subject of most prophecies.
Okay, am I peruse and read through?
Unfortunately, the books are under lock and key. You must have permission to access them, and unfortunately, with your lack of knowledge, I cannot just allow you to peruse every single prophecy. If you had one specific in mind, I might be able to acquire it for you. However, they are not for public usage. The knowledge that can be gleaned from them can drive people mad.
I'm having one of those crises right now, or I can't remember what. You know what I'm talking about.
Steven check.
Can I make a Steven check?
I actually don't know what you're talking about. Are you? What do you look? Are you looking for the name of the cult? Or are you looking for?
I'm trying to find any information on this prophecy that Uldoris is supposedly part of. With all the inscriptions that we keep finding, the people that keep talking about.
The one that's suspicious sounds like it's talking directly about Uldoris.
Yeah, the one that's suspiciously enough sounds like it's talking directly about.
Okay. Sure. Make a intelligence check.
That's a 10.
10. You stumble over a few of the words, but you manage to repeat part of the prophecy in full. The beginning of it: light and dark are born as one. The heavens bow their heads. Death stands stalwart as they cry, bound to fate's fell threads. As you repeat this to the monk, he shakes his head. No, I can't say I've ever heard that one.
Do you know anybody else that might? And
No.
I would like to insight check him, by the way.
Sure. Roll an insight check. No, unfortunately, like I said, the knowledge that is gleaned within these books is generally sought by those who already know they're here. Title, an author, the person who made the prophecy or recorded it. When a prophecy is fulfilled, the person shows up at the doors and, already knows what they're looking for. Unfortunately, sounds like you've already heard your prophecy. If it is about you, or if you are seeking the person that it is referring to, you already know what would be recorded in these books. Aside, perhaps, from the author.
Oh. You have a very nice building. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
And he takes another look around and kind of lowers his head, defeated, and makes his way out.
And what was your insight check? Or your your
5.
Insight? 5. Very stoic.
Stoic.
You make your way back outside into the sunlight.
Yeah, I'll start heading back to the inn, tavern,
Back to the
whatever.
inn. All right. And at this point, I'm going to assume that Elena and Vale are on the way back to the inn. I'd like to know what Xavier has been doing this whole time.
Actually, Elena wanted to go see her brother's boyfriend, but...
Well, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Xavier, what have you been doing this morning?
Well, as I head out, I am going to head back to... I forgot what it was called. The magic place.
Okay. I'm back to the Spires of Yorick.
Thank you. I didn't have my book.
All right. So early in the morning, you make your way before everyone else through the streets to the 5 spires that dot the sky where Doris just was, but in the future. As you approach the college, more of these monks in yellowish robes are kind of walking the grounds and discussing things with each other. It's almost a Grecian-inspired toga, but with elements of Oriental toga. As you approach the front of the college, one of the guards standing in front acknowledges you as you approach the front door and actually leans over and opens it up for you as you approach.
Thank you.
Good day. You step inside, and the temperature is immediately different. Just this warmth washes over you as many open braziers along the walls spew this yellow flame. A large oak desk stands in front of you with a slender female elf sitting behind a desk with piles and piles of papers around her. As you enter, she looks up. Yes, how can I help you?
Hi, yes. I am wondering if you have a teleportation circle that would be able to connect to a teleportation circle in Amon.
There are teleportation circles here in the college, but unfortunately they are not for public use. They are for college attendees only, and staff.
How does one become a student?
She bends over and pulls out a thick packet and hands it to you, and it's name, age, date of birth.
Oh, a light read.
A light read. It's paperwork for you to fill out, and as you flip through some of the pages, it requires 3 letters of recommendation from the Elven Council.
Oh. Maybe Elena could help me with that one. I thank you.
Yes. Have a good day.
One more question though.
Yes.
What if it would be an urgent use?
I can think of no reason urgent need to teleport to Amon.
Hold on to that thought. I'll be possibly back later, and I will walk out.
Okay.
Probably sounded sketchy as fuck, but I don't care.
That sounded very sketchy. You succeeded on that one. So you can make your way back outside.
But after that, I would like to see if that the lady who gave me the directions, if her shop is open.
That was a scroll shop, right?
Yes.
Yes. Had a feeling.
Poppycock. Yes.
Poppycock. Yes. As you make your way back through, as you approach the kind of the hooded tent-like place that had been before, that was a scroll shop. Now there's another person manning it, a elderly elven gentleman this time, as opposed to the woman that had been before. You step in and they greet you. Ah, yes, hello and welcome to my shop. What can I do for you today?
Yes, I was seeking a magical scroll.
One in particular, or just looking to peruse?
More so of one in particular. A teleportation circle.
I'd certainly have those in stock. More than one, as a matter of fact. I just must check where and the price. One moment, please. Oh, shoot, actually. My pricing guide is upstairs on my kitchen table. Hold on a moment. Pause for dramatic effect. Can you tell me the rarity, or the level of the spell, please?
5th.
5th level. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had a fit of panic and rage last weekend, and I may or may not have thrown my Dungeon Master notebook, and the spine broke and is no longer connected to my pages.
Oh no!
No, Elena, not the one you got me for Christmas. My binder.
Okay, I thought you said the actual D&D book. I'm like, oh my god, why'd you throw that?
Like, no. Just a cheap binder.
Okay.
5th level, you say?
Yes.
Gotta open up my page. Your 5th level makes it that. Ah, yes. He. You heard what?
I heard searching for a magic school bus.
Magic school bus. He reaches into a wicker basket and pulls out a couple scrolls and begins kind of flipping through them. One of them tears slightly, and there is a of smoke. Damn it! Throws it into a pile. He pulls out another scroll, and here we are. Opens it up, and you see in front of you the sigil for teleportation upon it. Were you interested in procuring this?
Yes.
Very well.
It's only the matter of price.
5,000 gold pieces.
Okay, not. I was expecting. Honestly, was expecting worse. Would I be able to build this somewhere else?
Unfortunately, no. I do have a living, and I do not accept credit.
I didn't have much to give anyway. I mean, I did have credit, but no. It's a little out my price range at the moment. That would probably have to be all then. But
Were you interested in anything else?
No, not particularly at the moment. No.
All right. Puts the spell back. Come back when you have more gold.
I appreciate you for letting me look around. Thank you for your time.
Indeed.
I'll walk back out.
You walk out of the tent, feeling a little bit dejected.
Damn.
Do you make your way back to the tavern?
I guess, and I should eat something.
All right.
I can get rid of this.
And Elena, you were heading to Oliver's other place.
Yes. I tell Vale that, like, you could come with me or you could go, like, I'm going to go interrogate my brother's boyfriend.
Oh.
I
I knew I was going to...
Why?
Because I need to know more. That's why.
Do you think he's involved with the cult?
No, this is a personal...
I can help.
This is a family matter. Oliver doesn't just get to keep secrets this monumental from me and not expect me to not, like, dig into it.
Then you understand the concept of a secret, yeah?
Yes.
The point is you don't tell them.
I just
You
need
get
to
that,
find
right?
out if he's a good person, okay? If this
Okay,
becomes
so
a more
less of an
permanent thing between
interrogation,
the two of them.
more of a getting to know.
Yeah.
Those are different things.
Depends
Interrogation.
on who is tired.
Well, it often seems like interrogation. So I understand.
But you don't have to come if you don't want to.
Sapala, what have you been doing?
Well,
She went to go see Glaive.
Oh, right, you went to see Glaive. That was it.
on the way, I wanted to pick up some pastries.
All right, easy enough. It cost you 5 gold pieces. You stop at a bakery and procure some pastries. You make your way, pausing Elena's thing for a moment, just because I realized that I skipped Sapala's.
Good. Give Sapala her time.
I need to check one thing real quick.
But it
This is-
just change your name.
This has been your first day in Singorn, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Still? Okay. So you make your way over around. You don't really know where exactly to find him. Oh, well, you know where to find him, but you don't know where it is. So make a investigation check.
Right. $18.
18. You ask one of the guards along the city who gets down on a knee as you ask him where you can find the Barrel Keep. And he points you up where you see a distant hill in Singorn. And you thank him and continue in that direction where you see, situated on top of the hill on the northwest side of the city, with thick walls that are leaf green, separating it from the rest of Singorn, a massive keep. As you pass toward it, its open gate, you see on the inside rows and rows of barracks and archery ranges, forges, mess halls, and all kinds of military outposts. This is the place where Singorn trains their army and where the majority of their army resides. As you come in, you see a familiar face walking through the streets. A elven woman in blue ranger attire, carrying a green staff with long blue hair, walking around.
Gosh, what's her name? I try to wave her down.
Calling out, I believe her name, I can't find my page right now. I believe it was Anand.
Yes, I have that down. Okay.
You call out her name, and she turns around, and you see tears streaming down her face. Anandwil turns around and sees you running toward her. Oh, hi.
Oh, what's wrong?
I was really hoping I wasn't going to see you.
Oh no.
I got in trouble.
You got in trouble?
And now I'm going to get in trouble again.
Why?
Because I can't lie to you.
Okay. What happened?
Well, I got in trouble. I got...
Oh yeah.
I told you your friend wasn't going to get hurt or anything.
Oh,
And that you could see him and that everything was going to be okay. But, well, when he went through the teleporter, he didn't like that they had an anti-magic field, and he attacked one of the guards. And so they had to restrain him, and it took 4 people to hold him down, and they had to put anti-magic manacles on him, and he's currently in isolation, and I've gotten demoted because I put him through the teleporter without anti-magic manacles on first, because I trusted him not to attack people.
are you serious?
He's okay. He's just they have him in isolation right now, instead of, just if he hadn't attacked someone. And now I've been demoted, and I had to, I didn't mean to lie to you. He would have been fine.
I need to speak to who's in charge.
I can't. I've been demoted. I have no. I'm not even on the null. I'm not even on the Null Brigade anymore.
It's not your fault.
It is my fault, though. I trusted him.
No, it's not. It's okay. You can't control other people. But right now, I need you to point me in the right direction so I can speak to someone with power here, okay?
Yeah. Lord Kellandar is in the keep. He's the entire commander of the area, if that's what you wanted to talk to. But
yes, he's perfect.
I wouldn't recommend it. He's not going to do anything. All that you'll do is get yelled at, or worse.
Well, then I'll get yelled at. But right now, I need to speak to him. And again, just a reminder, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong, and you're a wonderful human being. Well, not human, elven being.
I know what you meant.
Human
Please
recipe.
don't.
Don't want.
You'll get me in more trouble.
Okay, then I won't mention you.
Okay.
You go on your merry way. Just point me to the main office.
She points at the giant keep at the end of the, at the top of the hill. You begin to make your way that way, and as you approach the
I
front
give
door,
her a flower.
she barely takes it, her hand just kind of shaking, and she just sits there in the middle of the walkway. People keep having to walk out of the way as she's just sitting there in the middle of the thoroughfare. She begins sobbing into the flower.
Oh.
You make your way toward the keep, and as opposed to the other areas of the city where the doors are wide open, this has a wrought iron gate on the front with an entire regiment of guards standing in front of it as you approach.
Halt.
Hello. Oh.
Business.
Yes, I'd like to speak to the person in charge here. I came to visit someone who is being kept here.
They look around at each other.
Who were you looking to speak to?
He's the commander here.
You see them roll their eyes.
Not the commander, the inmate you were looking to speak to.
Well, his name is Glaive.
They look at each other.
Glaive has been placed in isolation.
I understand that.
He won't be seeing anyone.
So I can't speak to whoever's in charge here.
Make a persuasion check.
Please be good. Oh. $15.
Lord Calendar is a very busy man. He is not to be trifled with such tedious tasks.
I understand your... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Your friend is safe, and as soon as they calm down, he may continue his sentence and will be free to work.
If you let me speak to him, I can get him to calm down.
Forgive my impertinence, but are you aware of the definition of isolation?
I do understand the definition of isolation, sir. But I think that I can help here if you allow me to.
Are you aware of the concept of punishment?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Are you aware of the concept of punishment?
I am, but I'm also aware of the concept of mercy.
My brother is in the hospital ward with a fractured skull. That beast came through a teleporter, grabbed my brother, threw him to the ground, and began bashing his head into the marble. I think one day in isolation is plenty and not long enough, in my opinion.
I do apologize if that did happen to your brother. Glaive has some issues. But I guarantee you, he is a lovely person. But I really am sorry about your brother, and I'm sorry that, I don't know if you witnessed it, but I'm sorry that you did witness it, if you did.
I witnessed the aftermath.
Well, I do apologize about that.
So like I said, his isolation will continue until he has regained composure.
Okay. So, can I speak to someone in charge. It doesn't have to be your captain or whatever, just someone I can speak to about Glaive, please.
Sergeant Andrakis at Barrack G is
Can you
in
point
personal
at-
command. He points over, and you see a large barrack that he is gesturing toward. Big G painted on the front.
See, Paula hands him a flower.
He takes it tentatively.
I'll be sure to visit your brother. And
He hasn't woken yet.
well, I can still visit him. Have a nice day. She goes over to Barrack G.
You make your way across the training barrack, watching as elves are leaping off obstacles and firing ornate bows with pinpoint accuracy into dummies around. As you approach G, you see an elven gentleman in the same armor as everyone, but his helmet removed, who is currently sparring with one of the regular guardsmen, wielding a long halberd, or not halberd, an almost glaive-like weapon, bladed spear with a much longer tip on the end. Wielding it with immense dexterity, he spins around and sweeps the legs out of the guard that he is fighting with and whacks him in the stomach with the blunt end. So that's how you do it, boys. You got to take them by surprise.
See, Paul starts clapping.
A visitor. Formation. Everyone snaps to a stand up. Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Yes, I was sent over here by those lovely gentlemen over there to speak to someone in charge.
That would be me at this barrack. Captain Andrakis.
It's nice to meet you. She hands him a flower.
He doesn't take it. He's holding the weapon with two hands and
Oh.
just kind of looks down at you.
My name's Supala Mendeus.
What can I do for you, Sipala? You are in our training regimen.
I do apologize. I currently have a friend who is, well, he's in isolation. There's
That monster is your friend, then.
He is my friend, however, he is not a monster.
I nearly broke my arm trying to hold him down.
Yes, he has some issues. But I guarantee you he's friendly.
Well, that remains to be seen.
I do understand that he is in isolation, but I think I can be of some help to you if you allow me to see him.
You may see him when his eyes... Will that be all?
I'm gonna charm him.
No. Elves have
Bad idea.
enchanted.
Bad idea.
Never.
All right.
Too late.
Is that something? I can't remember. Is that something you have for charm? I can't remember.
Hold on.
Pull up my book. Oh, my computer went to sleep. Regardless of which one it is, as you attempt to use your charm on him, his eyes suddenly widen, and there's just a flash of motion, and you don't even see what happened. The next thing you know, your vision goes white, and as your vision comes back, you feel this pain in the center of your forehead, and as your vision clears, you see the blunt end of the staff retracting from your face as he had just cracked you over the head with the end of his staff. Assaulting a captain of the guard with magical
is a punishable offense, I will ask you not to do it again.
I apologize.
You feel a warm trickle come down the front of your face. See to it doesn't happen again, or you too shall be placed in isolation.
Well, I do apologize. That was rude of me.
Very well. Men, back to your drills. And they all begin sparring with each other once more.
Well, I'm gonna leave.
Okay, you make your way back to the
guess.
make your way back to the tavern.
Well, no. I'm sad. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the library.
Okay, so you make your way kind of aimlessly wandering the city in funk, and eventually you see a large building that you don't really know what it is, but if someone comes out there carrying a large stack of books, and only assuming what it could be, you go inside and just see more books than you've ever seen in your life. As you enter it, Xavier is walking out.
No.
Oh wait, no, that's right. You went somewhere else. Never mind. You enter the library, and a bunch of elven persons walking around in orange robes. One of them comes up and greets you. Another visitor today. Hello. What can I do for you?
Yes. I'm looking for a book or a book on elephant people.
Ah, you are interested in the physiology of the Loxodons?
Oh yes. Do you have? I guess they're called like
Bestiary section under L.
Question.
Yes.
Is there a book on their currency?
Currency? I'm not aware specifically. There is a book on their culture.
Oh, that would be perfect.
He leads you to the bestiary section of the library, and you see many books around here on species you weren't aware of. Some with cats and elephants and horned cows, and as you go through, and finally he pulls a book from the shelf that has an elephant on the front and hands it to you. As you flip through the pages, one of the first ones that you open, you see a map, and I am going to mark on the map here for you. Are we on the map page? Yes, we are. Hang on here. Allow me to get rid of this. Marked on the map is a slight. Boy, I'm really zoomed out. Hold on. Here. You see that?
Hold on.
Right here.
Oh, at the bottom?
Yep.
Okay, yes, I do.
Marked on the map there is a place called Jakrit. And I will spell that for you in our chat, just in case. Jakrit. It is a village, and as you read down, it is a haven for non-humanoid persons from the jungle. So apparently the Loxodon, as well as Tabaxi and Centaur and Minotaur and all kinds of half-breeds reside in the jungles to the south. and a haven metropolis for them is this village known as Jakrit.
Alright.
And as you flip through this book, one of the sections is on the Luxodon. What do you wish to know?
I want to know about their currency.
There is nothing in the book about currency. As you look at the coin and look at the book, it is a similar weight, or similar or exact weight to a regular gold coin, just stamped with a Luxodon head. And you imagine that whatever currency they use in Jakrit, they have formulated this currency to be used in exchange with Singorn and regular trade outside of their society.
Okay.
Gold standard.
Right. I also want to know about if they have like a general occupation or anything like that.
So reading through, you find out that they are often calm-tempered, very often very religious, humming or chanting, just in general as they walk through the streets of Jakrit. Many will sit in perfect stillness for hours and hours on end, just meditating. They're known for being wise, fiercely loyal, with unwavering conviction, but also can fly into tremendous bellowing rage and are capable of goring a man with their tusks. They can stand 7 to 8 feet tall. That's pretty much it. They're great at stonework, marvelous artisans often, spiritual leaders. That's about what you glean from the book.
All right. Then I'm finished with the book.
Okay. You put it back on the shelf and thank the elven gentleman for letting you read through it. He escorts you back out the front. You gather that knowledge in this place is heavily protected by those who also study here. And you make your way back toward the tavern. Elena, are you still making your way over to Oliver's
Boyfriend? Yes.
boyfriend? All right. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break and pick up there. If everyone's still awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? What?
I'm trying to get the party back together. Everyone's split off, and I'm like, everyone's different.
Yeah, Xavier.
Man,
Sorry.
Greg goes away for a day and the fucking everybody has a partner rule goes out the window.
I had a buddy.
Hey, I
You're
had
the
a
one that went crazy.
had a buddy.
I'm pretty sure the rule was Elena needs a buddy.
I have a buddy.
That's
I have
the
a buddy.
rule.
Actually,
That is the rule. Let's be honest.
Hey, at least she's admitting to it.
Y'all created the rule because y'all were like, Layla needs buddy.
And you know what?
Like-
That conversation actually went well.
Which
Wait.
covers. Oh, yeah. I did not expect Valora to take the Raven Queen information as well as she did.
Yeah, I was waiting for her to be unconscious on the couch.
I
Nope.
was like, oh,
Another one's got a heart attack.
The reason
See
I'll
how
be right
it's
back.
chill.
my
Friend Laven.
And we're back. Hello,
Hey,
my
you timed it
friends,
better
and
that
welcome
time.
to another interruption by Xavier.
I had to put in my 2 cents.
We can never start normally.
Nope.
Why would you
We're
want?
not normal people.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Anyway,
People don't
Anyway,
play
so-
D&D.
Picking up where we left off before the break, Elena and Vale make their way back through the districts
I
outside.
told Bill that she didn't have to come.
oh,
So-
but she is.
Oh, my
Outside.
Jesus. Okay.
Outside the Inara household, where you knock upon the door. The door opens, and this time in front of you, you see an elderly woman standing in front of you. Not quite as old as Vale's grandmother had been, but still up there in years. Yes.
Is Master Nara in?
Master Inara does not take visitors.
I am a friend of. I'm a sister. I'm the sister of Oliver, and I need to speak with him.
With Master Inara?
Yes.
Very well, come in. She comes in and leads you both up the stairway this time. As you make your way up the grand staircase, there's a darker corner of the house. She leads you down carrying a small lantern. Strangely dark for the time of day. It's bright and beautiful outside, but the interior of this house is not very well lit. And she comes to a door and she knocks subtly on it. Honey, you have visitors that wanted to speak to Master Inara. She opens the door and goes in, and you see laying in bed. If Vale's grandmother looked old, this elf looks older than she was.
Oh no!
and-
It's the wrong Inara.
Laying in bed, you see Master Inara, propped up against the pillows.
Who
is it? Come in.
I nudge Elena forward.
I walk
Come.
in.
Follow through.
Kitara.
Sorry, what did you say, Cal?
Kitara.
I
The woman
didn't
comes
hear
in. No, it's not Kitara. Kitara died 200 years ago. This is this sister of the sister of Alvaro's friend.
I was trying to speak to your son, I guess. I just confused the titles. I'm so sorry.
He lays in bed. You see, he has almost no teeth left, and there's like a thin line of drool coming down the side of his face as he's laying there. My son, good boy, good boy.
Elena, there's still time to come out of this with your dignity.
I just wanted to speak to your son. I just got the titles wrong. I'm so sorry.
He's asleep, Elena.
I was talking to the wife, to the woman.
Into battle.
Yeah, I turned to the woman and I said, I just got the titles mixed up. I thought that the master was. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You were looking to speak to Alvaro.
Yes.
This way. And she hurries out of the room, closing the door behind you. You hear Master Inara muttering under his breath about some battle or something.
I so got their titles confused.
She exits the darkened corridor and heads to the brighter side of the house, in which she opens a music room. And as you come closer to it, you hear this somber melody being played on a violin and harp. And as you come around the corner in the music room, you see Alvaro and his sister, whose name has not been asked yet, so I will not state it. She is playing a harp, and he on violin are playing this beautiful melody together, interchanging in tempo and winding in perfect harmony as they practice this piece. The woman who the woman who entered waits before introducing you to them, just pausing as the music comes to a discordant end, almost hanging on a cliffhanger. It doesn't resolve as most music does. It instead just kind of ends.
I don't like that. No, Cat, why would you do that?
They both look up. They both look up. Mother, and the woman steps forward. These two wanted to speak with you. She turns and begins to leave the room slowly. Oh, and what do you want today?
Well, I came to interrogate my brother's boyfriend.
Well, an interrogation. Well, sister, would you mind leaving us in some privacy? And she lays the harp against the chair she was sitting on, and stifles yet another.
If you want.
I would probably rather not be here if that's all the same.
That's fine. You can also take Vale with you if you want.
What do you like to do?
I heard my name. What?
What do you like to do?
That's direct.
Yes, you.
I don't follow. As pertains to what?
Can you groom a horse?
Groom a horse?
Yes, it's quite simple. I'll show you. And she grabs you by the
That's all right.
Go with her, Vale. It'll be fine.
I think not.
Very well.
I couldn't bear to stand another moment away from Elena.
Whatever. This is that is a lie. Just go.
I put my arm around Elena, lean in and whisper, "Blackmail."
The sister giggles. Are you quite finished?
What are you gonna blackmail me?
Not yet.
Very well, interrogate away.
Well,
what?
Go on.
Oh, sorry. This ruined everything. Okay. I did not realize that you were the Lord. We accidentally were taken to your father first.
What did the old coot babble about this time?
Someone named Kiara? And that you were a good son?
I doubt he's referring to me. He's probably referring to one of my older brothers.
How many siblings do you have?
Oh, well, when your father is several, you have some time.
When your parents aren't that old and they still have some time.
Yes. I should count myself fortunate in that regard.
I noticed that you are much. I don't know what to say. Okay.
Keep going. You're doing great.
I'm curious as to you and my brother. What that is all about. And how that came about.
I'm sure you're dying to know.
Oh, absolutely.
And it means...
Told me about my thirst for knowledge.
Oh,
secrets.
exclusively. And
He
I'm
probably told you
sure
all kinds of terrible things about me. How terrible of a sister I am.
none whatsoever. And I do apologize, but this will have to be a bit of information that you shall have to chew upon.
As if you're not going to tell me, or
Well, that is what I am implying, yes. I do apologize, and as you are my dearest friend's sister, I'm very well aware that you have adequately seen one and added them together to make two, and for that you should be granted a biscuit. But there is much more nuance. There is much more nuance to what's going on than I wish to divulge, and sometimes that is all that needs to be said. So, if there will be nothing further.
No, there's much more, especially if you have contributed to the way that my brother has been acting and treating me lately. He's become very pompous and egotistical.
Oh, darling, he didn't need my help for ego.
No, but it has become worse.
What is your question? If you have accusations, make them.
I don't know what is going on with him, so I'm trying to figure out.
Your brother.
He's got this grand scheme of his where all of that came from. Yes, he's been a career politician all his life, but what is going on
all it came
now
from, Elena, came from necessity.
So him deciding to become king is a necessity.
He didn't just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to be king. He worked hard in Emon, became the master of defense. And when Drasig showed up on the doorstep, claiming to be the rightful heir to the Taldore throne, it was a natural progression in his mind that if another usurper can show up and lay claim over the throne and gain supporters, that then perhaps it is time for someone else to come in and counter that proposal.
Oh, you're just as pompous as he is right now.
I suppose I should take that as a compliment.
Not really. Oliver's way more pompous.
Oh, thank you.
Jelly, we're not helping.
I know.
I'm getting along better with this.
Well, good for you. He isn't who he used to be. He isn't what I remember as my brother, and I'm trying to figure out what...
Let me ask you something, Elena. I was informed of some things by by your brother as well. Can I ask you a very personal question?
Yes.
Since you are delving into my personal dealings.
Very well, if you must.
He leans forward at the table and looks you dead in the eyes. Can you look at me with a straight face and tell me that you are the same person you are now than you were before you began your last adventure?
No, I am not.
Then your brother is the same family as you. And I wouldn't delve too deeply in those caverns, or there may be other skeletons.
But I am not putting up a farce and pretending like he is.
Aren't you? Do you not wake up every morning and pretend you can do this?
I don't have to pretend because I know I can, because I have so far.
Then you have a better attitude than most who have failed before in their life.
I'm trying.
Your brother told me a great many things.
I can tell. But
So.
He hasn't told me anything, but he...
No. Because strangely, Elena, you have a reputation for protruding information.
I haven't told anyone y'all.
And no one would believe you if you did.
I'm a very believable person.
And what would come of this knowledge even if you did? sure, our parents would disagree with it, and he may lose a few supporters, and he may gain some others. We are merely playing a game of political chess, and if you played that card, we would be forced to play some cards closer to our chess. I do not believe you wish to make an enemy of both your brother and myself at this time. I thought that you were in the business of gaining allies at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you shouldn't have led with, I want to interrogate you.
It was a joke.
You should listen to your friend. She's very smart.
It's true.
Have you thought about politics?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's what they all say, but you might be suited for it.
I am most definitely not.
I just want to know what happened.
When? Give me a time and a date, and I will tell you exactly what happened.
When all of this started. What
Well-
happened to him? He doesn't have time to speak to me now.
It's amazing the burden of responsibility.
But we are family, and that is a big responsibility as well. And if he wants me as an ally just as much as I want him as an ally, then he has to speak to me, that I have to know. He knows all of my secrets, and I know none of his. He is my brother, and I care for him, and I don't know what happened to him.
What happened to him, Elena, is he decided to gain responsibility and at the personal behest of his family.
I don't think my family would want him to shoulder a country on his own.
He's not going to be on his own. He'll have
He
me.
was in this picture before,
No.
and he has pushed me away almost quite successfully. And we used to be close, and now we're not. And that might be partially my fault, and it might partially be his. But I want to be there for him, even if I don't completely agree with him. And I can't be there if he doesn't talk, if I don't know things. And he doesn't talk to me. So I came to you, hoping that you would talk to me, but I guess that is not going to happen.
What do you want me to say, Elena? That there was a day that he woke up and suddenly grew ambition that morning, that he tripped over his morning tea and woke up wanting to be king? No, that didn't happen. It was a steady progression over time. Yes, he has been distant. Yes, he has been far. And you know what that is? That is the burden of greatness. He has his eyes on a horizon that is better than it is today. And he is striving toward that goal. And if he hasn't had time to braid your hair and discuss boyfriends with you, then I am sorry. But he has the entire fate of Taldore on his mind. And to me, that is great.
And I equally have the fate of Taldori in my hands.
Then why aren't you doing more to stop it?
Because I don't have the power he has, and I'm trying to. And I keep running into brick walls.
Can I do an insight check on what's his face?
Sure.
Is he like totally just pushing this because he wants to be the power behind the throne?
Oh, sure. Roll an insight check.
So that's the kind of vibe I'm getting. I think I roll better with staring at my dice. 20.
Hard to read.
Oh, wait. Insight, not perception. Probably same thing, though. Okay.
Hard to read. Definitely, there's a bit of a fire in his eyes. You can't tell if that's. You can't tell if that's. You can tell he's getting a little angry.
Oh yeah, it's fair.
And you can also see that he's getting defensive. But all of which could be just a reaction to Elena walking in on his music practice and interrogating him on his love life, and then accusing his lover of being a dick. So
shocking, right?
Well, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Let
what
me.
Snuggles just said in the chat. This guy started charming. Now he's a jerk. I don't like him.
Let me be clear, Elena. May I be frank?
Well, sure, if you prefer that to Dick. Got him.
Fire. Have you not already been frank with me?
Oh, believe you me, I've held plenty of things in.
Oh my.
Gosh.
Stop ruining things, Vale!
Lose.
It wasn't Vale. That was Glaive that time.
Oh, I thought it was...
We're 12. I'm 12. I'm 12. I'm sorry.
Glaive,
Stop
lose an
ruining
intelligent
things.
point. I'm kidding. Anyway. Lost my train of thought there. I believe that your brother is destined for greatness. Everyone around him believes your brother is destined for greatness. I do apologize if you wanted more than greatness from him, but that's all that I want from him. And he has done nothing but surpass that in my eyes.
Sorry. I'm 12. I have never needed my brothers to braid my hair because I never wanted that. I wanted greatness too, but my failures have hindered me in a way.
Did you write your family every time before you left? While you were gone? Did you see them every week? Did you talk to them constantly?
No.
No. That is because you were striving towards something, and you left everyone else behind, and then you failed, and came home, and wanted to talk to everyone, and unfortunately for you, not all of them failed as well. He is still on the path to greatness, and has not had the chance to look back yet, and if and when he fails, he might be there. But for now, he's still on the up and up. And yes, he's still there for you, just busy.
You know one thing that I learned when I failed?
What was that?
When I forgot my family? Is that you can't succeed without them. That my parents would not have not succeeded without each other and without Vox Machina. My brother cannot succeed without us. And if he leaves us behind, then he is failing in a way. I failed in that way. Which is why I'm trying to do better.
Well, then I guess you'll just have to prove him wrong, then, won't you?
All I've ever been doing is proving him wrong. So all I've been trying to do is prove people wrong about me. I really had hoped that we, if y'all ever became more than what you are, that we might have a relationship as a family. But I don't know if that will happen if you encourage him the way that he is right now.
I support him the way that he is right now.
Okay.
And if
Okay, I think we all need to take a step back and calm down. Clearly, this has gone in a very unpleasant direction, and I think that we just need to take some time, cool off.
good moderation. You still sure you don't want to be a politician?
Screw you.
Quite.
Put the axe down.
And with that advice, I it'd be a good opportunity for us all to take our leave.
I think that would be a good idea.
Perhaps. I do look forward to our next meeting, both of you.
Helena.
All right.
Walks away.
For brevity's sake, everyone meets up back at the tavern as Benedictus is loading boxes and crates, finalizing loading a shipment of relief goods into a cart that is
I
led
actually
by
had one more
oxen.
thing to do.
Oh my god, yes, next one.
I'm so-
Oh my god.
I'm so
people.
sorry. I knew I
Text it to him.
You know, we'll do it later. Actually,
No. It's okay.
no. Actually, we have to do it later.
Oh, okay.
Oh my.
To be frank with you.
May I be frank? All right.
Well,
so,
you lot have certainly made it back in time.
Yes.
Also, why do you get up before 9 o'clock in the morning? That is just absurd.
Because there are things to do and things to achieve.
I get up before 6 in the morning.
Okay, you're insane.
Quite possibly.
my spirit animal.
There are things to achieve. Not enough hours in the day.
Well, I know that. But we were up until 1 last night, and Bernie needs his 8 hours.
Are you gonna start talking about yourself in the third person? Say yes.
I did too.
I will talk about myself in whatever person I wish. I will talk about myself as that person if I so choose to. I'm just pointing at some random old person walking by.
Where is that?
I'm getting
I said
really
I'll talk
confused.
about myself from your point of view if I want to.
I'm
No,
lost
I
also.
don't have any change.
Unfortunately, our plans did not align with yours, Bernie. What's the deal?
Oh, I cook for them because there's not a single one of them that knows how to peel a potato or boil meat. Nope, that's wrong. They know how to boil meat, they don't know how to grill meat.
Sounds.
You know, I'm standing right here as Laura is like leaning up against the cart.
Oh, I know. I'm not even looking at her. I know you're standing right there. I
can
also
peel-
know how loud I'm saying this.
I can peel a potato, asshole.
Yes, and you can take half the potato off with it.
And details.
What were the rest of you up
That's a
to
good
today?
line. I can peel a potato, asshole.
What were the rest of you up to today?
Well, I went to the library, I think, and these people, I'm telling you, they lock up books. They don't share their books. They don't tell you anything. I got nothing done today.
Who's humming?
George.
So who's underwater?
That's old Doris.
No, it's coming from George's end. Disconnect, reconnect.
Hello?
There you go.
Better.
Hi.
Now you sound better.
We Vale and I went to try and speak to my grandfather, but in addition to my aunt and her husband, who is on the religious council here.
I didn't know such. Well, I can quite believe something like that exists.
What?
Nothing. Just talking to myself. Was that all? Then you came back here, or did you end up talking to your grandfather?
No, my grandfather is out of town. He's in Iran.
Oh.
It is Steven.
Well, it's Steven coming through George's mic.
Oh.
Alright. I was unmuted.
Your connection's really bad. Really,
Yeah.
really poor.
I switched to data rather than the Wi-Fi. It's still not great.
Wi-Fi's better.
Much better.
Your connection's coming in so bad. You sound slow.
Yeah.
Not even talking.
There you go.
That's better.
Now you sound better. Bringing up Iman, I was actually trying to procure us a quicker way there, but met up with a lot of walls in my way.
Yeah, that's thing going for you.
Yeah, ones I could not easily
City of
teleport
Secrets.
through. One way I know I can procure travel is if I become a student of the Towers of Yorick.
Mm-hmm.
If I become or Spires, sorry. If I become a student there, and I drop the finished application on the table. The only thing I'm missing is letters of recommendation from the Elven Council. So
That sounds time consuming.
it does. I know of nobody on there, and they most likely do not know of me.
Same.
By the way, did I read anything in there where anybody could join Elf or not or whatnot?
You don't see anything specific.
Okay, she probably would have said.
No,
Now that I think
yeah,
about
she would. She probably would have mentioned something you imagined.
Okay. So, I didn't know if Elena was able to pull a few strings, possibly if she had connections, but I didn't. I don't want to do that
I have
to you,
one connection, and it is my grandfather.
who is currently in Mon. Well, the only other way I could think of is, or I could have thought of, was getting a teleportation circle scroll and scribe that into my book, and I could use it then and connect to a circle I know of in Amon. But I'm lacking funds to do that, and they don't do credit.
I mean, if it's not too much, we could pool our resources.
It would certainly make travel a lot faster, but do we have $5,000 of gold worth of gold between the six of us?
I have
That's
45
a lot.
gold.
You have how much?
45.
Okay, we can check that off right there.
I'm sorry, there's 5 of you?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I still think we had Glaive right next to us.
Speaking of Glaive,
Who? This is going to get real weird for me.
One of our
We had another
party members.
companion.
also, I just remembered, just so it's more accurate, I did not clean the blood off him. So I have blood on me. Just wanted to point that out.
From
That's all.
Blood from what?
Her face.
Oh,
got
right.
him.
See,
Just to
Paula, what
make it
happened to your face?
Oh,
Well, that's
that.
awfully rude.
She has a wound to her face.
I'm okay.
Lena knows a lot about face wounds.
Screw you, Vale.
Anyways, I went to go and try and visit Glaive, and he is in isolation right now.
Uh-huh.
He
sort of doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
did a Glaive thing, and he's in isolation. And then I tried to charm Elf,
Oh, see, Paula.
and he hit me in the head.
See,
So
Paula.
that's where the blood came from. And then now I have a whole bunch of pastries that I was gonna give Glaive. But
Well, do you know where he's in
nothing
isolation
yet.
at?
We are not
Yes.
taking him out, Benedictus.
I didn't say that we're going to bust him out. I was going to say that we're going to get her in.
Oh, I could easily get her
I don't
in.
think that is I don't think that is wise either.
Well,
Okay.
Maybe
Xavier,
I could use. Maybe I could
Benedictus,
push
yes.
my name around a little bit.
I don't think so. I
hold
think we're
on.
just gonna have to live with it this time.
Just hold on. Xavier,
Bernie.
you have teleportation magics, right?
Yes, but what I was
I keep trying to turn it up on my computer, and that's not where I'm getting my sound from.
Yes, but the farthest I can go is a measly 500 feet. And that's what I was trying to procure today, was more powerful teleportation magic to go across the continent in an instant. Why?
Right, but I'm just trying to get inside of a containment cell, not across
I
the
don't
continent.
think it is wise to break into the barracks.
Well, people
It's not wise, no. But
I
she's
don't
trying
think
to
we
see
should do
somebody
it.
important to her. She is trying to see somebody important to her. Let me finish speaking, please. And she has every right to do that. Just because there are laws in place. Okay.
If you do this, we screw up everything we are trying to do here.
I don't even know what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, lots
We are
happened since we
trying
last
to
saw you.
save
Oh God!
Tal'Dorei.
I'm George. Ow.
What?
We are trying to save Tal'Dorei, and breaking laws is not going to help us.
Okay.
This is unwise.
How far has following laws gotten you?
We are
Well,
trying
to be
to
fair,
not create enemies.
the laws kind of didn't apply to us as much as most people when we were in Whitestone. We're kind of out of our territory here, in a manner of speaking.
It is not wise to break the elves' laws.
Benedictus,
Do that.
it is fine.
Yes.
I will just
Okay.
have to be patient. Does anybody want these patients?
Want these what?
Pastries.
Oh, okay.
I will take one if you're willing to spare with it, or part with it. Sorry, not spare
You
with
can
it.
take all of them. I can't
I
look
don't
at them.
know. Does anybody else want a pastry?
I'll have one.
I'll have one. I haven't eaten much today.
Oh, I'll always take some pastries.
See, Paula just goes and sits against the wall, sadly.
Does anybody have a flower? Do I see a flower nearby, Cal?
At this moment, Dominic, dang it,
That's his name now.
Dorian.
Dorian.
Dorian, thanks, Xavier.
Oh yeah. Oh nice.
Dorian takes as Laura is about to bite into one of the pastries that she took from the pile. Dorian comes over and takes it from her hand. Hey! He comes over and he stands in front of Sapala, who's sitting on the ground, and he sits down next to her and breaks the pastry in half and hands her the other half as he's sitting on the ground next to her.
I'm still looking for a flower.
See, Paula takes it and just stares at it and cries.
Does anybody see a flower?
I might have something better.
What?
I'll walk over, and I will hand Sipala the scribe.
You'll what?
The scroll of what?
I
Fireball.
hand Sipala.
Oh god, you're so bad right now.
You're so
He handed her
bad right now.
Fireball.
Sorry, what'd you
yeah,
say? I
yeah,
didn't hear that.
He handed her the
I don't know
scry
why
ball.
it doesn't matter.
It's the scribble.
All right.
What?
He hands you the crystal ball that they used for scrying on the frog.
Oh, okay. She takes it.
It'll let you talk to him, in theory, for about 10 minutes.
don't even know if I have.
You use the ball. You don't have to have
Oh,
scribe.
okay. I'm an idiot. Okay.
You're fine.
Yeah, you need to take a few minutes with it. Charge.
Are you on Wi-Fi or data?
Dial up. He's on dial up.
It doesn't matter.
Wi-Fi sounds better.
All right. So due to technical difficulties, after this, we're going to end tonight's session. So, and for brevity's sake, Sapala, you take the scribe ball in your hands and focus on it for a little while, attuning to it, as everyone else finishes helping Benedictus load the cart with all the supplies.
Does it require attunement? Sorry.
I don't. I thought I heard Vale say that. I couldn't tell.
I don't think so.
Anyway, you focus on Glaive. Your vision enters the ball. You feel yourself shooting high above Singorn. You see the brilliant lake, the mountains in the distance. Your vision comes back down on the military keep that you had been at earlier. You see the lines and lines of barracks around in the mid-afternoon sun. It focuses on Barrack G that you had been standing outside of, and begins to zoom inward inside the building when there's a bright flash of green light. As the green light blinds you, you recoil, dropping the crystal ball, which pads gently against the grass, and your vision returns to yourself.
She cries even more.
Oh.
What happened?
They wouldn't let me see him.
It didn't work?
I'm blanking on names.
It started to work, and then it turned green, the bright green light, and then blinded me, and that was it.
Must have something that's blocking.
It's okay.
Well,
Did they mention? I believe when they first confronted us at the gate about Glaive, didn't she say something about anti-magic monocles?
Yes, he is currently wearing them.
That may be why.
Probably.
He could also be in a room that blocks all kinds of magic. There are quite a few spells that do block divination magic, such as scrying.
Well, it's okay. It's his fault. He did stupid stuff.
Yes.
Damn.
Can't do anything else about it.
Well,
I might be able to get you 10 minutes if I am allowed to divulge information about things that we have learned from Westron. Look over to my people at the cart.
The people look at the cart. Look at you in confusion. What are you doing, Benedictus?
There is a crying child in front of me having issues with not being able to see somebody important. Even the smallest bit of information, those people are going to lose their minds over.
Do what you want.
Okay. Get yourself cleaned up. That's our first stop tomorrow morning. Wait, what time is it?
Noon.
Get yourself cleaned up. We're going there in, I don't know, 2 hours.
To the barracks?
Yes. And I'm saying that to Sapala.
As you say these words, a voice comes over behind you as well. Can I come too? and you all turn around and see Ananduril standing there, looking very, very, very blue. And they kind of kicked me out of the barracks, and I've never lived anywhere else, and I have nowhere else to go.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome to be with us.
Benedictus retracts his claws.
Yes.
You see her hair turn slightly green at this point. And that's where we'll end tonight's episode, mostly due to technical difficulties.
I have Beak appear on her shoulder.
Okay. As Beak appears on her shoulder, camera fades back, and the new members get ready to go.
Appear. I thought you said pee on her shoulder. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. Yeah.
That makes more sense. Vale, Steven, I miss you.
Goodbye, Snuggles, because
No,
you're probably
not
the only
that
one
We're
watching.
not that far away. Get your butt over here.
I know. I don't have a car yet.
Catch
It'll just